Well, hello to all the wonderful podcasters out there, wherever in the world you're listening right now. We truly appreciate it. Dana here. Yeah, I'm a sports junkie, I'm a wing lover, and of course a Smart Club member because I trust my home comfort to standard heating and air conditioning, and I really think you should too. Right now it's HVAC Mania, and these deals will help offset the cost when your brackets get busted. You can score a $45 coupon on a furnace tune-up, normally $148. And no, it's never too late to show your furnace some love. And if your system's about to crash out like a 5-seat against a 12, now's the time to replace it on your schedule with 0% financing from Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Go to standardheating.com and mention 93X. Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, providing the comfort you deserve since 1930.
The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show. 93X.
There's no turning back now. Welcome to the 93X Half-Ass Morning Show. It's damn early. For those of you who haven't started up with the driving to work routine just yet, we ought to let you know that roads are looking pretty decent in the metropolitan area, at least so far. The weather could change for the worse, and quickly, of course, but the roads are more or less just wet in the metro. You outstate folks will have to find out on your own, but you're used to that. I thought it would be necessary, Josh, to lead off with a little jibber-jabber on the road conditions, seeing how there was a lot of hubbub last night on television about this cute little storm cutting through town.
Well, there are local schools that were canceled yesterday. I know, Dana, your wife is a part of one of those districts.
Yeah, Bloomington School District. They closed down about like 4:30, 5 o'clock yesterday. They just called it smooth off.
I was kind of shocked, actually. But, you know, like Nick said, there was so much talk about how terrible it was going to be on the way in. Mm-hmm. I left, things could have changed, and I saw maybe by 6 a.m., which we're coming up on, obviously, maybe it could get worse. But I left about 3:09 this morning, and
3:09.
Jesus.
Well, it's not that unusual for me, but I figured I'm going to get there and text you guys if it's bad. And it was, like Nick said, it's just wet.
I was kind of expecting a text from you, Josh, saying that the roads were bad, but it was nothing. I will say, though, if you park outside, you're going to have to do some scraping. The car will be in a little bit of an ice cube.
I was lucky. I didn't have to scrape at all. I parked outside for some reason. I don't know why. I literally have a garage to park in. And I didn't have
Take advantage, Ashley.
I didn't have to scrape anything. The windshield wipers took care of it easily. As soon as I opened the garage door, I was like, oh, no. And then I got in, flipped the wipers on, and I was like, ow, it's going to be a good day.
Texts are coming in saying it's nothing out there, just wet.
Yeah, Josh, like you said, you were surprised when I texted you that my wife's school district got called off. She did, too, at first. She was convinced it was an April Fool's joke from, like, her principal.
Oh, shoot, yeah.
She was, like, waiting for, like, the official email to go out to parents and everything like that before she actually believed it. She thought maybe it was just the principal just trying to pull a very mean prank.
Maybe it's more for the way home because it's supposed to be like crappy all day today.
That might be it, Smashley. What's with this 3:09? I'm leaving at 3:09, Josh. I thought we agreed that we were going to treat the last 4 or 5 years of our career here. I thought we had engaged Operation F-Off, where we were going to start sleeping in a little bit more and doing a lot less show prep and caring a lot less about the end results of every program.
It's coming.
3:09 does not sound like you're taking it easy. What the hell do you do here for an hour and a half?
It takes 9 minutes to get out of my house. I've got it perfected. From the time my alarm goes off to when I leave, it's 9 minutes every single day. Do you guys have that figured out, exactly where you're at?
No.
Oh, yeah.
I do.
I could be in the car within 3 minutes, but I like to kind of sit and stare out the window and question my life choices for a while. But wait a minute, that's not what we're talking about. Why are you still getting behind the wheel at 3:09?
I don't know. It just seems like there's things to do around
Can you
here.
not let it go?
I'll let it go at some point.
We had an agreement.
I know. I'll let it go.
In order for me to get out of the house at 3:09,
He's never going to let it go.
I have to wake up at like 1 a.m.
Huh?
I said in order for me to get out of the house at 3:09, I'd have to wake up at like 1 a.m. I have so much stuff to do in the morning now.
Look at me. Look how comfortable I am.
That won't
You do look
last.
super
Look at this.
comfy.
He's kicked himself
It's already
back in
starting.
he's leaned himself back in his chair.
I'm as far back as you can go, bro.
It ain't gonna last.
I'm just
You'll
one
be sitting
cool
up
character.
straight. You'll be sitting up straight as an arrow in no time. What are you talking about, Ashley? What are you talking about? You don't really get up 2 hours before you leave the house.
Yeah, I get up at 3.
you
Okay, so
feed
an hour and a half. Yeah, I have to pump for a while, and then I have to clean the pump parts.
Oh, for Christ's
Then I
sake.
have to get ready.
At any rate, what were we talking about? The roads? Yeah. As far as we've experienced, things are doable. If it begins to rain and the temperature drops, well, that's your ass, I guess. But so far, it's doable. Maybe this will be the last of it. Meaning iffy road conditions.
I hope so.
The last of it for the winter season. So. What's going on today? Dana's back in the mix. How you doing, son?
I'm doing well. Good to be back.
You took yesterday off to go see Super Mario Galaxy 10 times.
Right, yeah, I was in the theater all day.
Have you seen it, actually?
No.
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh,
and to be honest with you, I've seen like 20 minutes of the first one.
I'm kind of shocked.
Yeah, a lot of people are when they hear that, but it doesn't. The movies just don't really appeal to me. I love the games and I love vintage Nintendo, but I don't need to see Chris Pratt run around as Mario.
Yeah, I thought you've said that before, yeah.
Oh,
That took me by surprise, too.
Because a lot of times you'll go to those movie previews,
Yeah,
and so I figured that'd be one of them.
yeah. No, sometimes I do, but this one, no. I honestly just have no real interest in it, and I've heard from other people like me who love the games, love the vintage Nintendo, that it's a movie geared strictly for 8-year-olds, which I guess is me, but
Yeah.
Set records yesterday at the box office.
I bet it did. I'm sure it's gonna be very popular.
I'm the same way, Dana. I'm not interested in any of the movies or TV shows that are made after video games. I don't know why. I just have zero interest in them.
Right? Yeah, I'm the same way.
I like some of them.
Fill me in. Tell me a great video game movie. Because I don't get myself involved in such things, Josh. You just said you like some of them.
I liked the most recent Mortal Kombat movie.
That was the first one that came to mind too. That was a lot of fun. There's an upcoming Street Fighter movie that looks really cool.
Mortal Kombat, never saw it, but
Uncharted was okay.
I remember the stories about the over-the-top, just stomach-churning violence of the video game, right? Mortal Kombat. Do I have the right game?
Oh yeah, the fatalities were brutal and fun and over the top and hilarious and
Did you
gory.
get that? Did you get that in the movie, Josh? Were they pulling the eyes out and pulling people's hearts out of their chest?
I don't remember. I don't think so. I guess I don't remember. It was a handful of years ago.
Yeah, no, it was just like the video game. They were very over the top.
Were they?
Yeah, ripping the guy's head off with his whole spine attached to it, and
I watch movies and then immediately forget what happened.
there's so much content and just TV shows and movies these days. You're right. I don't remember. Usually, back in the day, going and seeing a movie would be like a treat. Now I feel like I'm just constantly watching things, and to the point where I know I loved a show, but then the next season comes out, and I have no idea what happened in the last season.
When it comes to shows, it actually, Medical Device Jesus just texted us in The Witcher. I loved the first 3 seasons of The Witcher. I'm a Henry Cavill guy.
Oh, you are.
I started the new one. I got through maybe 1 episode. But The Witcher, that's a good one.
Speaking of the movie theater, here's something I learned a day or two ago. On many occasions, if I were Canadian or Ashley, I would say on many occasions, Cubby over here will tell us that the first thing that crosses your mind when you get out of bed, which we understand now is at 3 o'clock in the morning. Good Lord. The first thing that crosses your mind when you get out of bed is you ask yourself, how soon can I get my work done and get my carcass right back into bed?
Yeah, sometimes. I definitely feel that way sometimes.
Although you're a terrible napper. You don't take great advantage of your opportunity to nap. You're one of these. Josh will say to me, "Hey, I got a nap yesterday," and I'll say, "Oh man, good for you." Yeah, it's about 15, 20 minutes, and I'll say, "Dude, that's not a." Anyway, sometimes the first thing that crosses your mind when you get out the fart sack is, how soon can I crawl my sad ass back in? Here's something I learned. The young people, by God, the young people who have just entered the workforce, is how you say it. They're using their lunch breaks at work. They're using that time to nap and cry.
Definitely. I used to do that all the time. I used to always use that time to just like go lay in my car and try to fall asleep.
Yeah.
There's places that have nap pods. Like, it seems like those tech companies, like a Google or something like that.
I created a nap pod at my last job at the radio station. We had some old promotions closet with a bunch of old T-shirts, and I just created a nice little nap pod for myself.
There was an orgy pod here for a little while.
There was. That's
Radio
right.
gets wild.
There's nothing new to what I just said. Young people using their lunch break to nap and or cry. But remember, I said, speaking of the movie theater, this is the information that I found to be unique. Because, yeah, when I used to work warehouse gigs, I guess 9 times out of 10, we all sat in the break room together for lunch and had some laughs. But every once in a while, I would go out to my car and just eat in my car like a jackass. I was always very careful not to get too comfortable because I could have easily fallen asleep in there. And if I would have, I just would have stayed there.
Slept through the afternoon.
Yeah. When I fall asleep, it's a deep, deep sleep. So I was always careful not to nap out there. But here's the part that's unique. It says here that the young people are taking their hour lunch break. That sounds nice. I don't know if I ever worked anywhere with an hour lunch break.
Never.
But they'll go to the local theater and use those comfortable friggin' seats they have in the theater now. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I had a problem.
That's really smart.
Where for a while I was falling asleep at any movie I went to. Mm-hmm. To the
Yeah,
point where
I
I was
do that.
concerned.
Yeah, then you wake up, you're like, well, that was a waste of money.
Yeah, no doubt.
That's really that's a really cool idea. The seats in movie theaters now are so terrific with the ability to recline and this and that. So I guess if you're the type that goes to a matinee on a Tuesday or a Thursday or something, expect to see 23, 4-year-old people unconscious because that's where they're going to take their little nap breaks during the day.
I had a great setup when I worked at a car rental agency because we had those like Sprinter vans, those 10-passenger vans. So you could just go lay down in there. It was like a couch in the way back seat. It was nice. You get a good nap in there rather than trying to like recline your seat in your car and try to fall asleep for 15 minutes.
I've never been able to fall asleep in a car while parked, only while driving.
It took me a while to be able to get that down, but as long as I have something to like put under my head, I'm good. And I always have blankies in my car, so that helps.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah.
Like emergency blankies? Or?
I get cold sometimes in the mornings, and instead of like I'll have a perfectly good pair of pants on, and it doesn't get the job done. And so instead of putting like 2 more layers of pants, I'm like, I'll just grab this blanket and wrap it around me.
Do you not use the heat function in your vehicle?
It takes too long.
Oh.
The only thing people are questioning here with this new gimmick where young folks are using their lunch break to go to the movie theater and nap, people are saying you're paying $15 or whatever to take a nap.
Right.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It doesn't sound like they care. They love that. They love that spot. They find it to be very comfortable.
Get something to eat.
Nice and dark.
Have some lunch, sure. I mean,
Yeah, that sounds nice,
There's
actually.
a few people texting in saying they have nap areas at their work.
Oh,
Wow.
I'm so jealous.
that's wonderful.
My wife had a friend, she's retired now, but she was an air traffic controller, and they had a place to nap, she said.
Well, they deserve it. I heard that's like the most stressful job you could possibly have.
Yeah, I can't remember what she said, how long they're on. You're on for a while, right? But they want you very well rested, obviously. So it's not like you're not sitting there for 8 hours from what she told us.
Wow, this is really interesting. A lot of texts are coming in talking about their designated nap areas at their place of business. You know, if we get the gas around here anytime soon and I have to go back to a 9-to-5 type gig, I'm totally screwed because I am so programmed now, over 30 years, I'm so programmed to fall immediately unconscious as soon as I eat. So this is how...
Even on the weekends? Do you nap on the weekends?
Oh, yeah, every
Same
single
thing?
day. I'm at the point now where I nap every single day. And it's usually right after I have lunch. That's how it works Monday through Friday for me. As soon as we leave this nightmare, go home, whip down something to eat, and I'm out cold. So this will be a major problem for me if I had to, work my brother-in-law at the friggin' Chrysler plant. Once we had lunch, I would be a mess. I think I'd have to start taking Tiger Woods level of amphetamines or something. My body.
Oh, that seems to make him sleepy. Yeah, you need something else.
My body knows now that as soon as I have a meal, somewhere's around 11, noon, 1 o'clock, it shuts completely down.
We didn't work here and I had to get a 9 to 5, I wouldn't. I would just not work anymore.
I'm sorry, you just would not.
I would choose not to work anymore.
You starve to death?
No, my husband's offered to have me not work anymore, but these job hours are so ideal. I mean, it's perfect, and so.
Oh God, you call this perfect?
Yeah. For my life, it works pretty well, and I like it here. So I was like, well, I want to keep working.
And you like it here.
Yeah.
I agree with the second part of that, but the first part confuses me. Sprinkler Fitter Jesus says, any area is a nap area if you just don't care. Yeah, true. People used to sleep here. They had couches in this business. Actually, you used to, didn't you? You take naps here.
There have been times where I've been so tired. I've gotten like an hour of sleep the night before, where we have like a 5-minute break in between segments, and I'll set my phone alarm for 4 minutes and just lay down for those 4 minutes.
We thought you were pooping. You'd go nap during the show?
No, not during the show.
Oh.
Well, somebody shit their pants in the studio earlier.
Wasn't
Ew.
me.
Yeah.
I'm not guilty.
Yeah, Cubby, those fancy schmancy chairs that they set you in now at your local theater. Man, you mentioned you have trouble staying awake?
I did for a while, yeah. It's been a really long time since I've been to a movie, so maybe I would.
I crashed out completely. Kind of surprised me, really. But I was in the theater watching a Star Wars movie, and I don't have any interest in the Star Wars series. I went along just to go along. And got myself a big old bucket of popcorn. Now, I love movie theater popcorn. And I was just fisting this down. Love that stuff. And so I think my body got into that full belly equals nap mode, and I fell completely out. I remember the music, right? The famous Star Wars music, and the ship that slowly, and then they set it up with a little story in a galaxy far, far.
Geez, if you fell asleep like during the previews, and then that Star Wars music kicked in, you'd have a friggin' heart attack.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I fell asleep after the intro. They don't call it an intro. What do they call it? I fell asleep after the open of the movie.
The crawl.
The crawling storyline. And I woke up, and Han Solo was dead.
Ah, yeah, I hated that.
Yeah. That was a pretty
Frickin'
good...
Ben.
That was a pretty good poke. I think it was like an hour and a half.
This is a great idea. If you're going to take a nap, do it under a ladder. That way, if you get caught, you can just say you fell. Oh, my God, I must have got knocked out. I was working so hard.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'd be afraid to try to nap around here because I'd just stay down. Once the lights go out, it's hard to get me going again during the day. Well, I suppose at night as well, but...
Laying down for 2 minutes has never once helped in any situation. I don't know. I used to do that all the time. God, I don't know why I thought that would help. It would just make me feel so much worse.
Yeah, 2 minutes, 15, 20 minutes. That's not a nap. That's a blink of an eye.
It's like, why? It was mostly because, like, I would have such a bad migraines where it's like, okay, maybe if I just, like, close my eyes, that will help. But nope, never helped.
Now people are texting in saying they've had folks take naps at work, unauthorized, and that was it for them. Got fired. I can imagine that's probably something that could get you in some trouble.
Got caught sleeping on the job, huh?
I've been having a weird deal lately, just kind of like how it was with movies, where if my wife and I are watching something, and a lot of times it's because we start stuff kind of late, I'm totally fine, and all of a sudden I wake up. Never felt it coming. It was like somebody hit me with a tranq dart. I was just out. Don't know what happened. So I've missed the majority of everything we've watched in the last 2 months.
Yeah, well, you're getting a little older now.
Yeah, I think that's it.
I actually hate that when I don't remember falling asleep because it doesn't feel the same. Like I don't feel as refreshed. I don't know why. Like if I can't remember actually sleep, all of a sudden I just wake up. I'm like, I've probably been sleeping for 10 minutes. You check your phone. You're like, oh, great, awesome, love this.
My father-in-law is 89 years old, and they've visited my wife and I, of course, a time or two. That sumbitch, my father-in-law, he'll drop out 4 or 5 times in 3 hours. You know what I mean?
Those old man naps.
Dude, he just sits in the chair and he's talking back and forth, and you'll see his head just drop, and that's it. And he'll be out cold for about 20 minutes, and then he's right back in. What were you saying the other day? It's that's how it goes.
My buddy Mucho Grande, his grandma, when we were in high school, his grandma had narcolepsy. And so, she, like a fainting goat, she'd be standing up, fall asleep against a wall. She'd just fall asleep in the middle of a conversation.
Wow.
It didn't matter.
That's scary.
It's the only time I ever had met anybody that had that, at least where I witnessed it. I mean, it was consistent.
I imagine she wasn't behind the wheel during road trips.
No. She was... how old did you say your father-in-law is?
89.
She must have been right around there.
Anyone ever have a problem taking naps behind the wheel?
Yeah, when I lived in Wisconsin. Absolutely.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh, it's because you were doing that hour and a half to and from work brilliant idea that Josh and I tried to talk you out of right away.
Yeah, I definitely almost died multiple times. I should be dead from doing that.
Well,
to be
yeah,
honest.
that was silly. Any of us would have struggled with an hour and a half to and from work. A couple of my buddies, dangerous behind the wheel nappers. And one of them took a job driving a city bus. Which shocked the hell out of all of us because he had a real problem. I don't know if he's ever been to the doctor to get a diagnosis. What'd you call it, Josh? Narcolepsy?
Yeah.
This dude absolutely has narcolepsy. He just burped and he's asleep out of nowhere. But he takes a job right out of college driving a bus, and I thought he'll be dead within a year. He's made it. I know that he gets up real early, much earlier than he has to, and just bombs his body with caffeine. And I think that's the only way he can make it. He just has to stay jacked on Red Bull and whatever he can get his hands on because it's a real issue. I don't know how many times when we were kids when I'd be riding in a car with him and I'd look over and he's asleep.
Yeah, I had a little issue with that as a young man, just burning the candle on both ends between jobs and social life. Like I'd drive home at 3 a.m. or something. All of a sudden I wake up and I'm in, I've got grass all over my car somehow.
Really? See, God, when I was young, I could stay awake for days. Was it possible that was your epilepsy? But
it could be. It was before I was diagnosed.
Yeah.
So it is possible. Definitely.
Man, when I was a young kid, I could keep her going for. So yeah, that's a scary thing. Narcolepsy, you can fall asleep at any time, unannounced. Jesus.
So I just mentioned that all of a sudden I'm out lately watching shows, and people are thinking a couple of theories, both suggesting my wife is drugging me. One, so I don't talk during the show, and also to take advantage of me. She should know she can do that when I'm awake.
You don't have to roofie me.
Yeah,
honey.
don't roofie me. I want to remember this. I want to be a part of it.
You ever woken up with the weight of a pillow across your face?
Good Lord.
Yes, and an angry look on my wife's face.
That happens at my house now and again.
Oh my gosh.
I'll just feel the weight of a pillow, and then you're still awake?
Sleep.
It was funny the first couple of times. Now it's getting kind of creepy.
I've been a little sketched out lately with driving anywhere because I started like a anxiety medication, and it makes me sleepy, very, very sleepy. And sometimes after the show on my way home, I get scared for my life. I'm like, but like, I have to take it. So it just sucks that I have to take it so early in the day when I'm already tired. So it just screws me up. And then I get home and I'm like, I don't know how I made it here. I don't know how I'm here right now.
Maybe we ought to get you an endorsement with Mountain Dew or something.
Yeah, would that maybe
I need
that'd
a driver.
combat it. People are saying if you fall asleep that easy, sleep apnea could be an issue. I guess I never considered that. Maybe that is. There's something. A few people said, like Tired All the Time Jesus, he said he went for decades with untreated sleep apnea and he'd fall asleep at red lights.
Oh, wow.
I'm pretty pissed off at the sleep apnea people.
The folks that run that whole ordeal?
Yeah, the folks that run the sleep apnea company. I'm pissed off.
They're aware.
They're aware of my anger?
Yeah, I believe the memo section of a check told them how you felt.
God, I mean,
Yeah.
I've been doing this gasping for air in the middle of the night routine for years, and I finally go in. I went to the sleep apnea
Clinic?
center. Big building.
Says mattress firm on the outside.
I went to the sleep apnea tower, and they tested me up and down. I was so excited. Because so many of my friends have that sleep apnea mask where you look like an astronaut ready to... so many of them talk about the sleep apnea mask. The sleep apnea machine is so wonderful, and it's changed their life for the better, and they get such a great night's sleep. So I go in, and I thought for sure after they tested me, they'd give me the baddest model they have of the sleep apnea. And they said, yeah, no, you don't qualify. But yet still, I do the wake up in the middle.
That is weird.
Oh, that is the scariest feeling in the world. I hate
Could
that
it be
feeling.
related to the pillow that keeps crossing your face at night?
That friggin' pillow,
There you
man.
go.
You know, you think you're not going to feel it.
Yep.
You feel it.
You do.
I don't know. They told me I did not stop breathing enough to qualify for their precious sleep apnea machine. So I'm still envious of those of you who strap that big bucket over your head every night and get...
I wonder how hard that is to sleep with or get used to
They
it.
say you get used to it quick.
Yeah, that's what I've heard too.
I want one, Cubby. Ooh, so bad I can taste it. I want one.
Can you
I've
just
heard
get
such
one?
great
I don't
things.
think you can... I don't know if you can just get one.
Yeah, can you buy one on like Amazon?
I don't
Let's see.
know. I don't...
Is there a black market for such a thing?
I
Check your
should've-
Facebook
Gotta be.
Marketplace.
I should
Oh,
have
ew,
looked in.
no.
I'm not wired well enough to look that up.
This
But
is-
God, I was so convinced they were going to give me one, and they said, no, get out of here.
I thought you would too, based on what you were describing.
Dude, perfect. You can buy one on Amazon for $800.
What they put in that sumbitch?
Oh,
Some
my.
arsenic or something?
Dang.
Is that a suicide machine?
You probably don't want the one that's only 3.6 stars. I'd shoot for
roll the dice.
maybe the 4.7.
Comes with a jar of chloroform.
Right.
This is great. So with narcolepsy, Red Butcher Jesus said being narcoleptic would be a great excuse for ending conversations.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh, sorry, my narcolepsy.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Would you buy a sleep apnea machine off the internet, Josh?
If I was desperate
Oh.
and the corporation that runs that whole deal wouldn't give me one.
A little visit from the Ether Bunny?
Yeah. Box Tossing Jesus said he's heard people commonly steal those things. Well, yeah, if they're that expensive.
I'm not going to steal anyone's, how do you call it again? I just said it 5 or 6 times, and I can't think of what it's called.
You're getting a great night's sleep finally, and someone breaks into your house, and the only thing they steal is your sleep apnea machine.
Sleep apnea, that's the word.
Come on.
I'm not stealing anyone's sleep apnea machine.
What are those strips that you used to see athletes wear? That
Oh, the
open
Breathe
their-
Right?
Yeah, Breathe Right. I wonder if that would do anything for you.
I saw a bartender wearing one of those recently.
Like people wear it during the day?
Yeah,
Just run around?
he was behind the bar wearing one of those breathe rights.
Maybe he had got punched in the nose and it was I don't know. Josh, boy, that was hotter than hell for a stretch of time. Everyone was wearing those on the ball field, right?
Yeah. I guess I haven't noticed in a long time.
Jesus, look at the time. We got to get going. But, you know, you could be right. You mentioned a breathe right. Open up my nostril passages. What would I call nasal
passage?
Yeah.
It could be my own fault. You know, a guy broke my nose for me playing beer league hockey 15 years ago, and I never got my nose fixed. And the doctor told me, he said, you better, because he didn't have the means. I was in Windham, Minnesota, and I got my nose broke for me out on the ice. You should have seen what I did to the other guy in the friggin' parking lot in front of his wife and kids. But guy breaks my nose for me. I go to the doctor's office in Wyndham. It's one guy sitting there. The building was no bigger than this studio. And I said, yeah, I got my nose broke for me, and I needed stitches and whatnot, right? He stitched me up, but he said, I can't correct your nose. I'm not built for that. I'm not qualified for that. But he said, you gotta, when you go home, have your regular doctor set the bones again or whatever, fix your nose. Mm-hmm. He said, don't come bitching to me 20 years from now when you can't breathe right. And I was a young guy, so I was like, yeah, whatever. So I never got my nose fixed. I never did. That might be the cause of all of it.
It could be.
I wonder. So I referenced this, but maybe share how the CPAP people found out that you were displeased with their service. Do you remember the check you wrote them?
Oh, I forgot all about that. Oh, my damn. That was my first trip to the CPAP center. I had another one a year ago that I took more seriously, and that was where they turned me down. But you're right. My very first trip ever to the sleep apnea center, I went in there. They looked me up and down, and they gave me this machine to bring home with me. You put sensors all over your chest and all over your face, and you hit a record button, right? The second test I got, they tested me right there in the building. The first time, they gave me this machine to bring home. They said, put it on your carcass tonight and bring the results back to us. Well, that night, I don't know what was wrong with me. Maybe I was drunk, but I just... I was creeped out by the thought of all of these sensors on me, and creeped out by the thought of this machine reading my body. So I never even put it on. I chickened out for some reason. The next day, I brought the machine back like I was told to do, and I put it on the counter. And I said, yeah, I couldn't go through with it. I didn't have the balls. Sorry. Maybe some other time, right? And the lady said, oh, it happens. The lady at the counter said, oh, it happens. But you owe us $425 for bringing that machine home last night. And I said, what? Nobody told me that yesterday.
I'm not paying that.
They made it seem like this was... So I had this pissing match back and forth with the lady. I said, you got to be kidding me. $400 just because I brought this stupid Walkman home with all this...
Have fun in collections. It's not happening.
So I said, you know what, F you. And I wrote out the check on the memo. What did I write?
I thought it was like F you or something like that.
On the check memo, I wrote go F yourself and handed it to the lady.
I don't know if I ever wrote anything on a check memo before. Certainly not a cuss word. That's hilarious.
Oh, God, I forgot all about that.
That was a good one.
Oh, great. One listener texted in to say I had trouble falling asleep, and it was because I had cancer. Great.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
We gotta get going.
Goodbye, Nick. I'll check in on you from time to time. Look how relaxed I am.
We gotta get going. Stupid news is next.
Half-assed Morning Show. 93X.
Well, hello to all the wonderful podcasters out there, wherever in the world you're listening right now. We truly appreciate it. Dana here. Yeah, I'm a sports junkie, I'm a wing lover, and of course a Smart Club member because I trust my home comfort to standard heating and air conditioning, and I really think you should too. Right now it's HVAC Mania, and these deals will help offset the cost when your brackets get busted. You can score a $45 coupon on a furnace tune-up, normally $148. And no, it's never too late to show your furnace some love. And if your system's about to crash out like a 5-seat against a 12, now's the time to replace it on your schedule with 0% financing from Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Go to standardheating.com and mention 93X. Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, providing the comfort you deserve since 1930.
Years of hard work, and now you've got pain in your back, your shoulders, your knees, maybe your joints. You need help. Randy Shaver here with the answer. Dave Bialke. He's got over 30 years experience in getting workers' compensation benefits for people just like you. Don't suffer. Call Bialke Law today. 763-571-2410 or go to bialkelaw.com. That's BIALKE law.com. And it spells relief for you.
Stupid news on the Half-assed Morning Show.
All right. CPAP machines, sleep apnea machines. We were having a conversation about those gimmicks a little earlier on this morning. Ooh, I want one, a sleep apnea machine. But the sleep apnea mafia, Josh, they told me that I don't qualify. I'm not close enough to death, they said. So they said, no, we will not strap a sleep apnea machine to your face. They turned me down, and I'm upset about it.
I wonder why. I mean, what's the threshold on that? How bad do you have to be? If you're gasping at night, to me, it seems like this guy's close enough.
You got to stop breathing like 2 more times.
Is there harm in it?
That's a good question. I'm just a dummy. I went along with it. I said, what? I don't qualify? But every night I'm gasping for... And they said, no, you're not in bad enough trouble. You're not close enough to death. Get out of here, they said. Enough. Yeah, there's like a number. There's a threshold. At any rate, we got some text messages on the sleep apnea machine. I've been offered used machines.
Cool.
I've been offered quite a few used machines.
If you could pick one person whose used machine that you would accept, but you don't want him to clean it whatsoever, what person would that be?
Are we talking from
anybody in the entire
anybody
world?
in the entire world? Don't clean the sleep apnea machine.
Like it would be to you, would be less valuable if they cleaned it first.
I want all that dried saliva.
You want everything.
Maybe even some mucus.
Yeah.
Oh, God, the list, sadly, the list is long. You could probably rattle them off as easily as I could.
Wait, let's say there's a vintage Anna Nicole Smith one, so it's been just sitting there for years.
Did she sneeze in it?
She did, oh yeah.
Gimme.
Yeah, she had a real bad cold. She was the first case of COVID.
There's a mold in it.
I'll take a lot of... one of our listeners says I can have his sleep apnea machine. It gives him terrible claustrophobic nightmares.
Oh,
I can see that.
Why wouldn't you want that?
Trying to fall asleep with a mask on your face? Yeah, I think that would kind of frighten me.
I would absolutely freak out because, I mean, can you really even, like, lay on your side much?
I'm a side sleeper.
Yep, same.
They say it takes some getting used to.
I would think so.
After a while, you can sleep upside down and backwards. It just takes some...
I like shoving my face into the pillow every once in a while, you know, like just kind of like rubbing my face against the pillow. You can't do that.
Yeah. Again, 5 or 6 of my best pals ride one of these pigs into the ground every night. They strap on the sleep apnea machine, and they say, yeah, in the early days, you forget it's there, and you scratch your face and tear it right off of your face. But they say you get and every day I think the unit itself gets smaller and less. What's the word?
Invasive.
Invasive is a great word.
You should just get a hypobaric chamber. Maybe we could go on YouTube and learn how to build one. Like, you hear athletes sleep in those things.
Dude,
just pure oxygen in there. Don't smoke. Whatever you do, don't smoke in that thing.
A pal of mine used to work at a hyperbaric chamber therapy center.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Dude leads the league in odd jobs.
yeah, what in the world? How do you get that kind of job?
He had a pen that worked. All he had to do was sit there and read the newspaper. And when someone said, I have a 1 o'clock appointment with the hyperbaric chamber, he would unlock the office and flip open the glass door, and they'd lay down. And so it wasn't like he was a scientist, or he was just some dork that read the sports page all day long. Here's another text. Josh, would you use a dead man's sleep apnea machine? A listener texted in and said, my dad checked out a handful of months ago. Do you want his sleep apnea machine?
To honor him, yes, I would accept.
Well, did it kill him?
Oh, shoot. I should have asked that question. Yeah, how did he die? Can a sleep apnea machine kill a person?
I don't know.
Yeah, can you put it on a vacuum mode where it just sucks all the oxygen right out of you? All of a sudden, you're starved for oxygen?
It seems like so many people have these, and I can't help but think about if they didn't exist, would people be dying from this?
It's the hottest gimmick in the world today, sleep apnea.
I did a sleep study once, not for that, for epilepsy, and that was very uncomfortable because they didn't have to shave my head. It was already done for me, thanks to genetics. But they put sensors all over me, and so I slept in this room, and there's a second level. It was like being in a gym. There's a second level where there's people behind computers watching you sleep. They're there all night monitoring the computers and stuff.
There's no way you could get good night's sleep like that.
I'm lucky I can fall asleep pretty much anywhere.
Did they give you a little dope, too?
Yeah, I imagine they could give you like some Ativan or something like
I
smaller.
don't think so. I would imagine that would affect like brain activity.
Oh, true.
I don't. This was, at this point, 20 years ago almost. But yeah, I remember it was pretty uncomfortable, and I thought, I can see them. I mean, it was weird enough to know that they were there.
Yeah.
But I could see them through a window.
Yeah.
Was there at least like a TV you could watch while going to bed? I would be able to just like lay
It
there.
was basically a warehouse.
Since you were able to fall asleep with people watching, can I come over tonight and just kind of watch you sleep?
It would be an honor, sir.
All right.
I'll put on a show for you.
See you tonight.
Here's one more text message that I received is how you say it. One more text message that I received. We're at 651-989-9393. That's our Luther Bloomington Kia text line. A lot of folks texting in about their CPAP machines and such. I've never heard this type of story before. I'm going to go along with it. One dude said that his CPAP machine was all squirrely, and it was pumping too much air into his body, so then when he'd wake up in the morning, he would just fart and burp nonstop.
What?
That'd be a good prank to pull on someone.
He believes that the machine was pumping him full of air, and then when he would come to, he was just a gas factory.
That sounds terrible.
He wants to know if I want his old CPAP. If he doesn't want it anymore, it made him fart.
Yeah, I'd never heard of that side effect. Retired Army mechanic Jesus said his wife says that's how she's going to take him out. She's going to kink the tube or wrap it around his neck while he's sleeping.
I love her.
That does seem like something you'd threaten your husband with.
Yeah.
I told you to take out the trash, a-hole.
This is your fault.
Hey, lost my ish Jesus. This is what he does to make a living. He said, I started my injection molding career 15 years ago, making all the components for CPAP machines.
Oh, really?
That's how he makes his damn living. Oh, all this talk about sleep and this and that, it reminds me of my favorite Stephen Wright joke. Stephen Wright, he said, I've been taking Lamaze classes. Nobody's having a baby. I'm just having trouble breathing.
They teach you how to do that. Yoga, too, don't they, Ashley?
Yeah.
Yoga breaths?
It helps, yep.
You got yoga breath?
Yeah, I've smelled it on her before.
Yeah, she chews on the yoga mats, and you can tell.
Those would be nice to chew on, I bet.
Are you a yoga mat chewer?
Let's start up the stupid news, for Pete's sake.
Yeah, we need to stop talking about sleep. I don't think I've ever yawned this much in a morning.
Well, I told Nick today when he got in that I was having a lot of long blinks. It's one of those days. A few people have texted in and said, knock it off. I'm starting to fall asleep here.
Sleep. Clean. Everything clean. This poor bastard right here. He effed up. Bobby is the guy's name. He goes by the handle of Bobby. He's a cocaine dealer, don't you know? He lives in and sells cocaine in the worst state that our country has to offer. Anyways, last Friday, the police were closing in on Bobby. They were watching him, recording him on video and the whole works. They had planned a full-on raid to close down Bobby's cocaine selling business. And here's where Bobby was made to look like a total jackhole. When the cops pounced, they were at Bobby House. When the cops pounced, when they rushed in to bust Bobby's operation wide open, poor Bobby took a bag of that booger sugar right off the dome. A big bag of Coke slapped him upside the head. The video, I watched the video. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, it's funny.
It's from afar. I think they were in a helicopter when they were.
Yeah, it's like a drone shot or something.
They were really sending in the whole works to bust Bobby's operation. Hilariously, what happened was Bobby had just gotten done selling a bag of dope to some jabroni called Charlie. Charlie was in a motor vehicle there on the sidewalk, just like you see in the movies. They're not on the sidewalk, but on the side of the road. Bobby had just gotten done selling a bag of dope to Charlie in his motor vehicle, and when Charlie saw the cops running up on the scene, Charlie was all like, "Ah, the cops!" And he tossed the dope back to Bobby, and the bag smacked him across the skull.
I saw a frustrated patron at a McDonald's return some change to the poor attendant there by throwing it right at his face. He got hailed on. Oh, it looked like it hurt. He got one in the eye.
Oh.
I can't even imagine
Ouch.
the pain.
It's always the eyes. So Bobby was arrested. Charlie was arrested. And so was some other limp dick who was standing around as part of this cocaine deal. Cripes, Bobby's place was full of all kinds of shady items. Dope, piles of cash, stolen guns.
Sweet.
So long, suckers.
Yeah, it's in the movies. That's what you expect from a drug dealer. There's some dogs running around. Did you see the? I don't know how much of the video you watched, but
Not much.
towards the end, one of the dogs was having the time of his life going after his handcuffed buddy there. It was pretty funny. He thought, oh, this is a new game. Let's play.
The dogs were
Yeah.
having a good time.
One specifically thought this is awesome. Do you guys know a cocaine dealer? I don't think I've ever
No.
met I've met certainly pot dealers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know some people, and they definitely look like they sell cocaine.
Oh, is that right?
It was kind of actually one of kind of cool. Like the guy was like exactly what what I'd always picture like from the movie is like he was like super clean cut, wore like nice fancy clothes. Like he's a cool dude. I was like, dang, I wanna sell coke.
Did he ever say anything like this? Did he ever say, "You want to play?" Okay. Did he ever say anything like that before?
No, but I bet if he did, it would come off super cool. Like it would be natural.
Did he say this? Did he say, "Gina"?
I don't recall that. No, this dog does look super geeked, by the way, Josh.
Yeah, he's having the time of his life.
He's so happy. He's like, haha, I'm gonna bite you. Yay.
I love the arrest game. Box tossing Jesus, he's got a cocaine guy.
I knew a cocaine dealer in high school.
I'd be terrified to sell drugs nowadays or any time really because of I don't want to get mixed up in a cartel, and then my head's on a pike somewhere, spike somewhere.
We don't need you getting mixed up with the friggin' cartel. No, we don't. In high school, there was a guy in my neighborhood who dealt some booger sugar to the kids. And one time we went to one of his house parties. That was not my scene.
No, I bet not.
Yeah.
That was not my scene. I thought it would be my scene. Not that I would sit down and do blow. Hell no. I was absolutely decided immediately. Not anything I would be interested in, but I thought it would be kind of cool and exciting to go to a cocaine dealer's house party, and so we did. It was just disgusting. The people were disgusting. It was just God help us. It was not my vibe.
I've seen like both ends of the spectrum, like that really cool guy I was telling you about, and then somebody who like lived in like a trap house and like had the creepiest people I've ever seen in my whole entire life there. I remember it was like one of my girlfriends, and she's not my friend anymore, and this has something to do with it, like wanted to get drugs. And so I was like, I guess I'll come with. I mean, I'm in your car. What else are we going to do? And I called somebody else to come and pick me up because I was like, I do not want to be here. Like these people are looking at me weird. I'm uncomfortable. I need to get out of here ASAP.
I've only seen it once, and there was a couple, this is 1999 or 2000. We worked with a couple of women who were really into it, and I'm convinced actually that they liked it just because, I'm a drug user who enjoys cocaine. I think they wanted to appear cool. Like they made they wanted everybody to know they did it. They had like a fancy compact with the mirror on it, and they're showing off.
Using $100 bills.
Oh,
and they were
yeah.
very Sex in the City types.
Oh,
where
God, yes.
They kind of had that air about them. They were always dressed fancy, and I really think it was only just to appear cool.
Oh, plenty of people think of cocaine as a status symbol.
That's how they definitely came across, at least.
I had some friends of mine bring cocaine to my house for a house party, and I flipped out.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I flipped out because this is when my brother and I lived together with the old man. Old man was an over-the-road truck driver, so he's gone 5 days a week. My brother and I just blew the doors off the joint at every turn. But the problem was, we were 19, 20 years old, and the cops were at our house constantly. And their patience was thin, dealing with my brother and I in these loud-ass parties where there was always a hellacious fist fight, and the cops would have to come and break up the fight and take all our beer, and they were tired of us. And looking back now, I totally understand. So it got to a point where I was getting more and more touchy over everyone's behavior at our house parties. Settle down, because the cops are going to come back, and they've warned us they're done playing around with us. So I kind of became a little bit of an a-hole as a party host because I wanted everyone just to calm the F down. Well, I walk into the bathroom, the only bathroom in the house, and 3 of my buddies are snorting blow off the friggin' sink. And I flipped out. And I said, you friggin' 3 jag-offs know how often the cops walk into this sumbitch. You think I want cocaine on the friggin' property? Oh, I flipped out, threw them, all 3 of them out on their ass.
Yeah,
and they were 3 of my best buddies. We got over it after a day or two. They apologized, I apologized. But I just, not my style, never took an interest, didn't want it around me.
Good thing you never did with your heart problem.
Oh, I would have
started
been,
at such a young age.
I
You probably would have
dead.
died.
I would have been dead. My little weakened black heart couldn't have handled that. Oh, sure. What do we got here, Josh? Another full-on mid-flight adult pant wedding that had people thinking they were going to die terribly in an airplane crash. Another maniac tried pulling open the emergency door when the airplane was screaming across the sky at 30,000 feet. Let me see here. Where were these idiots going again? They called it an Indigo flight going from a place called Bengaluru. Have you been to Bengaluru?
I'm going at the end of April, as a matter of fact. It'll be a fun...
Oh, it's lovely that time of year. You'll have a blast.
Yeah, fun trip for the family.
Who's your favorite all-time Bengaluru? Would it be Anthony Munoz? Who's the skinny guy who calls football? Chris Collinsworth? Is he your favorite all-time Bengaluru?
I do like the Chris Collinsworth come into the screen.
The slide?
The slide, yeah. Does he still do that?
I think he stopped doing it, and he brought it back once, and people loved it. I think he just kind of does it every now and again and gets the internet all riled up.
He does what?
He does, let's say, okay, you can't see me right now, right?
I can't see you, no.
All right, so I'll come on the screen like this.
When he comes on television, he slides onto
he kind of roll onto the scene.
Boomer Esiason. Anyway, this airplane ride was going from a place called Bengaluru to a town called Varanasi. I don't know why I included this information because it does not matter. On this plane ride, a passenger called Muhammad. They say just 15 minutes after they took off into the sky, Muhammad starts playing around with the emergency door. And the flight crew told him to sit the F down. And he did. They warned Muhammad. They said, if you start monkeying with that emergency door again, we're going to kick your ass. And in the moment, at least, Muhammad listened. And he sat his narrow ass down. But then right before the airplane was all set to land, so they traveled for 2.5 hours, everyone forgot about Muhammad. Right when the airplane was all set to land, they were only 500 feet off the ground, that's when Muhammad shot up out of his chair and started dry humping that damn emergency door again. He tried like hell to crack it open. With all that nonsense going on, the pilot upped and aborted the landing attempt, and now people are freaking the hell out, of course.
I mean, you'd have to knock the guy out, right?
Yes.
I've heard it's impossible, you can't open it, but just in case, it's the one time he gets the door open.
Well,
this guy's not going to quit.
Right. And it sounds like, Josh, it says here, while the airplane was spinning around now to make another approach at that landing strip, the flight crew punched Mohammed's lights out.
Yeah.
They should.
I would get involved. I'm not going to do much, but I would feel the need to because it would feel like such a life or death situation.
I was thinking about my favorite Bengaluru. Probably Susanna Hoffs.
Oh, she's the only one I could name.
Yeah, it's the only one I could name, too.
Yeah, they had that big hit single. Everyone remembers in the 80s, the Bengalurus. They were all like, walk like an Egyptian.
Manic Monday.
Oh,
Everyone
she's so gorgeous.
looking
Oh,
out
God.
for that manic Monday. They had another song called, was it The Deeper Shade of Gray, The Shades of Winter? Tell me, Josh. Hazy Shade of Winter. That was the Bengalurus.
Yeah, Hazy Shade of Gray or Winter?
Winter.
Yeah, it was Winter.
Close your eyes. Give me your hand, I think. Anyway.
Oh, no.
What?
Army mechanic, or I'm sorry, aircraft mechanic here, this text says. You can open an Airbus entry door when the cabin is pressurized.
I don't know what any of that means.
Oh.
What?
So,
Is that just like the door?
like, you can open the door once you're up there?
I know you can in the movies, but I've always heard in real life, like we talked earlier, it doesn't work.
Well, I'm going to trust an aircraft mechanic.
Well, I'm just going to try it myself next time I take a flight.
I got to tell you, if as much as I love you, I'd have to try and knock you out.
As soon as they touched this airplane down, the flight crew turned Mohammed over to the cops. When the big blown-up airport cops sat him down and interrogated stupid Mohammed, he said he didn't know why he acted the way that he did. In fact, he had no control over what he was doing because he was, quote, possessed by a ghost.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you got to lead with that. People will understand.
Mm-hmm. Mohammed will likely never be allowed to fly on an airplane ever again.
He's possessed by a ghost. I mean, that holds up in the court of law.
Yeah, ghost court.
Yeah.
Do you think there'll ever be a time where you have to take like a psych test to get on a plane? I mean, in the last several years, it seems these poor flight attendants and cabin crew are just dealing with total nightmares.
You should have to take a psych test just to be a part of society.
Before you can leave the house?
Yes.
Maybe,
My God.
you know what? Maybe someone will come up with some brilliant, fast-acting psych test that can look through your eye sockets into your brain or something. I mean, look at some of the medical advancements the last number of years. You'd think that sometime before we're dead, someone will come up with a machine that you look into and it will tell you whether you're nuts or not. Maybe we will see that day. That'd be great. To get on an airplane, to walk out your front door, like Ashley was saying, looking to have the ability to walk out your front door, look around, and know that everyone around you is stable.
Yeah, they all have earned
it.
They've earned the right to walk around in public.
We might see that. We were just jaw-jacking a day or two ago about how these damn days, if you F around too much, you can get yourself a DWI while riding or driving anything. Anything, a scooter. Here's a bag of garbage in Kentucky who got pinched for being too drunk to ride a horse. And this dude was just blasted on horseback. And later he found himself vomiting in his little jail cell toilet. 48 years old, this effing guy. Jorge. He goes by the outstanding first name of Jorge. The local cops in town had fun with this one. They even went ahead and charged Jorge with a GWI, galloping under the influence.
Nice.
Huh? GWI, Ashley.
Yeah.
Galloping.
Ashley, sorry. It rhymes with DWI.
Uh-huh.
Here's what happened. The cops saw Jorge come wandering out the front door of his neighborhood liquor store, and they could see that he was just hammered. Just a drunken, disgusting mess. He could barely stay on his feet. The cops then watched Jorge pour his sad carcass up onto the back of a horse. Surprised he could accomplish that, but he did. They say before too long, Jorge was more or less out cold on the back of that horse as they clippity-clopped down the sidewalk. He was folded completely in half, like you see in the Westerns when the guy takes a gut shot on horseback and he spends the rest of the ride just buckled over. Jorge was folded completely. So the cops thought they better pull the horse over before Jorge came off the top of her and cracked his stupid head open. Once the police woke Jorge up, setting up there on horseback, they said they couldn't make out a word he was saying.
He definitely looked hammered.
Whoo-wee.
Yeah. I mean, he kind of looks like the type of guy where even sober he'd look hammered.
Yeah. They say he looked like garbage. He smelled worse than the horse. He had a bag of hooch tied to the saddle. And he was arrested for operating a non-motor vehicle under the influence of intoxicants.
It's kind of weird.
I don't know what the cops did with Jorge's big, beautiful mount. Maybe they took it off to the glue factory. Weird? Yeah, that's a weird.
I mean, if you're in the middle of 35W or something, I could see getting in some trouble, but
Yeah.
as long as the horse is sober.
He was clippity-clopping down the streets of, it's a known town, Bowling Green, Kentucky. I think that's a pretty big town, you know. If you're in the middle of nowheres.
Didn't that Bowling Green beat the Gophers once in a major upset? Was that Bowling? I can't remember. There was something that I remember Randy Shaver was furious about.
What sport are we talking about?
Basketball, I think. Could have been football. I know there was a ball involved.
Clippity clapping.
If you're in a tiny little town, I guess if I were a cop, I wouldn't be terribly concerned, but, you know, he could steer that horse into traffic, and he could get that horse to gallop over a couple of babies in strollers, and like I said, he could fall off the damn thing and break his neck. Jorge seems like a decent enough guy. He'll get right. I think Jorge he'll figure it out.
It seems like a knock it off type of thing.
Yeah.
But, you know, maybe there's some situations I'm not thinking about. Like a bike, too. Same deal. As long as you're on the sidewalk drunk or wherever you're supposed to ride a bike.
I was really troubled when I found out that a cop could hand you a D-dub on your friggin' bicycle, because I was a big-time drunk bicycle rider at the time.
Because I'd imagine you thought I'm being responsible.
Yes,
I'm
exactly.
not driving.
It's definitely better than driving.
Yeah.
I don't really understand the bike thing. It's like, how are you going to hurt somebody else with that? If you hurt yourself, who cares? It's on you.
Like I just said, you could drunkenly ride your bike into traffic. I mean, there's plenty of ways you could hurt someone else drunk on a bicycle. I'm just saying, 10, 12, 15 years ago when I heard this, I was big on taking my bicycle to the neighborhood bar, getting destroyed, and then coming back home. It troubled me. But I get it. You ride down a sidewalk, you cut into traffic. My carcass goes through the windshield and kills a 2-year-old, you know. I get it. Now, I get my balls busted about the electric bicycle because it's got a motor on it,
I could see people getting upset about that.
Right.
That would make more sense to me. But yeah, a pedal bike? I mean, how fast is a drunk pedaling? I bet you were not setting any Lance Armstrong records.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
When I said, I bet you weren't setting any records on that bike. You're not going. If you biked into somebody, they weren't going to be damaged. When
I
it's just
go
on
pretty
a pedal
fast
bike.
on my bicycle. Yeah.
On your e-bike or your pedal bike?
Well, on my pedal bike, yeah,
you
not
were
as
drunk. That's what I'm saying. Like that seems like they should just tell you to go home.
Now I'm confused because somebody said that they were a cop for 10 years and you cannot get a DWI on a bike.
But I've heard you can.
I don't understand.
We don't know all the rules, but I've heard you can if you're in bad enough shape. Yeah.
Well, we've got the troopers coming in tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll ask.
Perfect timing.
Yeah, we'll ask them tomorrow.
Sports on the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Ooh, that got CB Buckner, and he is down.
Yeah, that was a direct shot. Look out. Yikes.
Immediately, the Brewers trainer Lee Myers is out to check on CB Buckner. That was a direct shot right off of his mask.
And those can't be surprised if he continued.
And it looks like he's not.
Yeah, that was a direct shot. And he went down.
Listen to this.
Did that sorry sumbitch take a stiff one to the brain pan there or what?
Boy,
goodness.
He sure looked dazed after that.
Big league umpire C.B. Buckner was behind the plate yesterday for the Rays-Brewers game in Wisconsin, and he took a screaming foul tip right between the eyes. Yes, he's wearing a mask, but when that baseball hits you square at that velocity.
Ow. I find it funny that he's like, listen to this.
Yeah, it was so loud, though.
How many reading levels do you think he got knocked down with that?
2 grades.
2 grades.
For sure.
That's on 93x.com, too, if you want to see it.
He's going through picture books now. He's got to work his way back up.
Oh, that pitch came in at 100 miles an hour and hit him right in the bean. And he left the ball game. He did. He went ahead and left the...
I wonder if that sucks for the backup ump that has to go out there. They're just kind of trying to enjoy their day, and all of a sudden they got to go into work.
Well, you know, he's
probably sitting in the back, having a hot dog, and then all of a sudden, I got to do.
Don't they move a guy in from third?
Oh, is that what they do?
I think they remove somebody from the infield or outfield.
Okay.
I could be wrong. I don't think.
I guess that makes more sense than just having a couple extra umps on hand.
If you are sitting back there having a cigarette and a donut, yeah, that probably blows. But I think they move a sumbitch over from the. Boy, that Twins game last night was miserable in every way. We can get into the details on that later. Randy Shaver will be joining us in about a half hour. We can talk about that Twins game. It was just depressing to watch for a lot of reasons. Golden Gopher Dudes Basketball Club got beaten last night, so I think that's it. Timberwolves at Detroit, 6 o'clock. Pigs, Canucks, 7 o'clock. Randy Shaver, half hour from now. Till then, stay around for Josh's news report.
Half-assed morning show. 93X.
Well, hello to all the wonderful podcasters out there, wherever in the world you're listening right now. We truly appreciate it. Dana here. Yeah, I'm a sports junkie, I'm a wing lover, and of course a Smart Club member because I trust my home comfort to standard heating and air conditioning, and I really think you should too. Right now it's HVAC Mania, and these deals will help offset the cost when your brackets get busted. You can score a $45 coupon on a furnace tune-up, normally $148. And no, it's never too late to show your furnace some love. And if your system's about to crash out like a 5-seat against a 12, now's the time to replace it on your schedule with 0% financing from Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Go to standardheating.com and mention 93X. Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, providing the comfort you deserve since 1930.
Years of hard work, and now you've got pain in your back, your shoulders, your knees, maybe your joints. You need help. Randy Shaver here with the answer. Dave Bialke. He's got over 30 years experience in getting workers' compensation benefits for people just like you. Don't suffer. Call Bialke Law today, 763-571-2410, or go to bialkelaw.com. That's BIALKE law.com. And it spells relief for you.
Hey football fans, Steeler legend Jerome Bettis here. When I think about football in Pittsburgh, I think about tradition, hard work, and moments that last forever. It's a place where the love of the game brings people together. And for the first time ever, the NFL Draft comes to the Steel City. Be there for 3 days of football, and the moment draft dreams are realized. The 2026 NFL Draft, presented by Bud Light, April 23rd to the 25th. Register for free entry at NFL.com/draft access.
93X half-assed morning show.
Nice.
93X.
Nice.
And here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7. RS-25 engines lit. 4, 3, 2, 1. Booster ignition. And liftoff. The crew of Artemis 2 now bound for the moon. Humanity's next great voyage begins.
The Artemis 2 mission successfully launched yesterday, marking the first crewed mission to approach the moon since Apollo 17 in 1972.
So cool.
As the spacecraft soared into the Florida sky and settled into orbit, over the next 10 days, Artemis is set to push deeper into space, heading toward the moon, though this time the crew won't be landing. Instead, they'll loop around that sucker, giving the 4-person crew a rare opportunity to witness what could become the most detailed view ever recorded of the moon's dark side as they journey into deep space. At its most distant point, the spacecraft will travel about 230,000 miles from Earth, taking the crew on what may be humanity's furthest voyage yet. If everything goes according to plan, NASA aims to follow up with 1 or possibly 2 moon landing missions in 2028.
No Bucks.
So awesome.
No Buck Rogers. Did you Un-American bastards ever get around to seeing The Right Stuff or not? I've been pressing this on you for years.
No.
What a damn shame.
I can't imagine getting to like the other side of the moon and just having like no contact with Earth. That's absolutely terrifying.
Yeah, they seem pretty pumped about it. Maybe they just want some peace and quiet. Some of them are like, I just can't deal with folks anymore. I got to get off the planet.
How long are they up there?
10 days, I believe.
Yep.
10 days.
Next Friday, they're back.
That's a lot of pooping in your hand and throwing it out the window.
They've got like a phone booth they poop in or something like that.
Throwing it out the window.
They got a booth?
Yeah, I thought there was like a phone booth.
I read something about that. They have like a sophisticated way to use the crapper now.
Yeah.
But could you imagine those for your buddies like, hey, do you want to go to the ball game? I'm actually going to be on the moon, but maybe next week if they got a homestand. I'll go.
I know. That is crazy to think that it's just like 10 days.
A car repossessed in Detroit last week came fully loaded. Tinted windows, panoramic moonroof, HomeLink mirror, and a certified pre-owned toddler package. Police say a 2-year-old was found safe after being inside the vehicle when it was taken last Friday.
If those windows weren't as dark as they were, he would have noticed that there was a child in that vehicle.
What? Are you trying to blame the dude for having tint? Or the lady, whoever?
Well, they're explaining what happened more
What
than
happened?
That's ridiculous.
The driver said he did check the car before towing it, but didn't see the child. The windows were heavily tinted, and the toddler was covered with a blankie. The former president of the Michigan Association of Repossession Agencies said the driver followed proper procedure and completed all required checks. That's the voice you heard. Once notified, the driver immediately returned, and the kid was safely reunited with their mother. In a separate incident last month, another child, just 13 months old, was found alive in a locked vehicle in an impound lot in suburban Detroit 2 days after it had been towed. 2 days.
Oh, my God. That kid was probably so hungry. What?
And that diaper was probably so gross.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, diaper rash.
2 in the same area.
That's crazy. They need to come up with like a different situation to double check.
A car stolen in Minneapolis this week came with all the latest features. A touchscreen entertainment system, climate-controlled seats, remote start, and unexpectedly, a brand new baby. Around 8:10 p.m. Tuesday, someone helped themselves to someone else's vehicle from Plymouth Academy, not realizing it came with a free 3-month-old inside. The child and the car were missing for about an hour after the vehicle was stolen from the North Minneapolis daycare parking lot. Law enforcement mobilized. Police, Hennepin County Sheriff's deputies, and Minnesota State Troopers joined that search, along with the Minneapolis Fire Department and city traffic agents.
How long do you have to have a baby in your possession before it becomes officially yours?
I think like 14 hours. Or maybe it's 3 times the baby's age. I'm not really sure.
Okay.
Yeah, it was kind of confusing.
Once you sign the paperwork, and sometimes that can take a while.
I'm on to something there, though. I know there's a law in there somewhere.
I think if you buy the car and the baby's in there.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah, because it's assumed you. It's like if you sell a house, if it's attached to the home, it's yours. Yeah. MPD says an alert was sent to agencies statewide within 15 minutes, and officials began preparing an Amber Alert with the BCA. Luckily, they never had to use it because they found the kid. Investigators used security cameras, license plate readers, drones, and a coordinated grid to track down the vehicle.
Whose baby was that?
It sounds like a parent at the daycare picking up maybe another kid. Around 9:20 p.m., officers located about 2 blocks north of that daycare, the infant still inside, unharmed, and safely reunited with the kid's mom. The person responsible was no longer at the scene, as you can imagine. And unfortunately, a search involving K-9 units did not lead to a suspect. As of press time yesterday, no arrests had been made so far.
You know what, with both these stories, I guess now thinking about it, I hate to blame the people that were like, their kid was accidentally taken or whatever, but probably just stop leaving your kid in the car. I thought we were done doing that.
That's kind of frowned upon, I've heard.
Yeah.
Or I guess if you're a car thief, check for people. Probably a good idea, because I'd imagine they could throw some kidnapping charges on it. I've heard that before. Law enforcement communication is an important part of fighting crime when it works. Here's an example of when it didn't. An Indiana police officer spotted an unmarked pickup with a topper traveling with lights and sirens. The vehicle didn't match anything currently logged in their system, So the officer radioed dispatch to check it out.
White truck, unmarked past us with red and blues and sirens. Can you advise?
We have absolutely nothing on our cab.
It doesn't look like a police vehicle to me.
Dispatch reached out to Indiana State Police and got an unexpected answer.
That's how they talk in Indiana?
That surprised me, too. I've never noticed that.
Jesus.
All troopers were at a meeting, they learned. And that was the moment things went sideways. If no state units were supposed to be on the road, then who exactly was driving that truck? The situation escalated quickly as officers began treating it as a possible case of someone impersonating an officer. Remember, it had the lights on it.
Right.
At the same time, they ran the plate, and it came back registered to the Indiana Department of Administration, a government fleet vehicle.
Hey, that plate is returning to Department of Administration of Indianapolis.
Instead of clearing things up, though, that raised more questions. If it was a fleet vehicle, maybe it had been stolen. Now multiple agencies were involved, coordinating a pursuit along Indiana 39. But what the pursuing officers didn't know, what no one had connected yet, was that inside that truck was Trooper Rick Stockdale, an Indiana State Police bomb technician, responding to reports of a bomb. Whoops. As units closed in, Stockdale keyed his mic and called his own dispatch, asking what was going on. He noticed squads were catching up to him and running hot. Officers still operating on incomplete information deployed stop sticks, shredding the truck's front tires and forcing it to stop.
Interlace your fingers on the back of your head. On the back of your head. You can move, man.
I'm not. I'm the state police officer, bomb squad, going to a call.
We've already made contact with ISP, and they said no one was supposed to be doing anything.
Jesus, they need a little better communication over there.
Yeah, they said they're working on this. Again, he's on his way to defuse a bomb. Before having time to identify himself, he was ordered out at gunpoint and placed in handcuffs. Officers hesitated after he said who he was and where he was going, but their information still indicated no state police units were supposed to be operating. Then a state police dispatcher clarified the truth over radio.
Hey, I just figured out it is one of our units going to a bomb call. OMG.
That OMG.
Oh, I hated that.
That's just tough to listen to.
Was followed by questions about why the connection hadn't been made earlier, with one officer stating, I just spiked a state cop? And others explaining they believe the vehicle had been stolen.
Make sure you get the right thing in the story.
What?
Lights and sirens.
Yeah.
They were on.
We suspected it to either be a stolen vehicle or impersonating an officer. That's what brought us out here.
So, yeah, you heard in there. Well, hopefully it came across.
I couldn't follow.
No, me either.
Oh, you couldn't?
No.
Okay.
Lights and sirens, I heard.
Yeah, the bomb squad technician saying, hey, make sure when you write this up, everyone knows my lights were on as I'm responding to the situation. By the time Stockdale was able to continue, significant time had already been lost. He eventually arrived at the original call site, but it was roughly 2 hours after the suspicious device was first reported.
Did the bomb go off and kill everyone?
Fortunately, it was not a bomb.
Oh.
Police are now reviewing their communication protocols to prevent another breakdown from happening again.
Yeah, that's a gangbang.
Thankfully, this was just an embarrassing situation and not a deadly one.
Right.
And they figured it out this way, but... yeah, everybody was pretty confused and frustrated.
I'm a member of that there bomb squad, and I'm on my way to a call.
Yeah! An Orlando woman quite literally attempted to rekindle her marriage and took the phrase a bit too literally. According to the Citrus County Sheriff's Office, 40-year-old Melissa Dunham is accused of setting fire to the home where her husband and son were living. Deputies said a 911 call reported a woman lighting the house up just after 10:20 Monday morning. By the time crews arrived, the place was nearly fully engulfed. The fire was knocked down about an hour later, but investigators determined it wasn't an accident.
She's trying to kill everybody in the house.
Well, kind of.
What?
She has a different motive.
Oh.
Dunham's husband and their 18-year-old son told deputies she had just moved back in 2 weeks earlier to celebrate the son's birthday. During the visit, Dunham and her husband decided to try and patch things up, and she moved in.
That's adorable.
Which, in hindsight, turned out to be a bad call. The son said arguments started immediately and didn't stop. Fights between Dunham and her husband reportedly turned frequent and physical. Objects being thrown, constant verbal abuse. Police had even been called to the home the very night before. Then the failed flames of romance spread to their Rambler. Both the husband and teenage son said she yelled, "Now we both don't have S." When she realized the relationship was over, she wanted to burn down his possession.
Well, damn.
Moments later, they realized the house was on fire. Deputies later found her sitting on a nearby street with a large bottle of butane lighter fluid in her bag. During a search, they also found meth, marijuana, and multiple syringes. Drugs may have led to that.
Yeah. That's usually the case, right?
You could have started with meth.
True.
You played with us a little bit.
She really wanted that relationship to work out.
Obviously.
Yeah, she reacts strongly to failed romance.
That's it. I'm lighting this pig.
A bright flash lit up the St. Paul sky early Monday morning, and what followed was an electrical surge which began with an attempted copper wire theft and ended with a burned-out vehicle and widespread power outages. The plan to steal copper quickly backfired, spectacularly so, setting off a chain reaction which brought the fire department out shortly after midnight. What was meant to be an easy snip and grab instead turned into a high-voltage lesson in why you don't mess with live infrastructure.
We are surprised and we're thankful that no one was injured, whether it be bystanders, responders, or anybody unauthorized to be in those locations.
A department spokesperson said the electrical surge was caused by some dopes trying to steal copper in the old Sears parking lot. The disruption triggered power line failures a few blocks away. The copper thieves didn't just fail. They managed to knock out the power, torch a vehicle, and summon half the city in the process.
Whoops.
According to the department, an energized power line came down on a minivan and caught fire.
Excel confirmed that they did not have anybody authorized to be working in that area, and there was a manhole cover that was off at that time.
As the copper theft inevitably brought out the real coppers, firefighters deployed a new technique to tackle flames amid live hazardous wires.
So what we did is we, for the first time, utilized some dry chemical grenades. And they're just like they sound. They're grenades with a safety switch. They have a pin, and they operate just like a fire extinguisher would.
I want one.
Yeah, me too. That sounds awesome.
There ended up being an impressive amount of collateral damage for a plan that was supposed to fit in the trunk. An Excel spokesperson said 400 homes and businesses were impacted. A spokesperson with St. Paul Public Works said the city is seeing an uptick in copper wire thefts this spring.
What are you going to do with that fire extinguisher grenade when you get your hands on it, Josh? Maybe toss it into the John when you know the boss is taking a Duke?
Fire in the hole! The plan this year
Catch your kid watching porn, you throw it into the...
I'd have to find some creative uses for it.
Ruin
somebody's barbecue just as they get the grill going.
No. Boom!
Fortunately, no injuries were reported in the latest incident.
Yeah, right when your bro's got some perfect steaks on the grill, you launch that powder bomb in there. Everyone's...
Nothing's charbroiled.
Outhouses would be a good target.
Last week, Sony announced it will raise prices across its PlayStation 5 lineup for the second time in less than a year.
Oh, great.
Citing mounting pressure from the global economic environment. Those increases take effect today. The PS5 Disc Edition will climb to $650.
Good Lord, what are we doing?
A $100 jump from last year's hike. The Digital Edition also will rise by $100 to $560, while the PS5 Pro, Sony's most powerful model, will see a steeper $150 increase, bringing it to a hefty $900.
That is absolutely insane.
What are
God, video games are for rich people now. God, go F yourself.
Seriously.
I'm so done with this crap.
People like Ashley
so expensive.
Yeah, we've been priced out of video games.
It's a video game unit?
Yep.
Yeah, $900 if you want the top dog there.
Oh, my God.
Actor Pedro Pascal, likely on your aunt's hall pass list, is 51 today. And that's 93X News.
Randy Shaver.
On the Half-Assed Morning Show.
Held away.
That's what I had for lunch before I came to the ballpark.
Hot dogs?
2 hot dogs, potato roll, and mayo. Mayo.
Smiley. He put mayo on his hot dog. How do you feel about that?
If you have a bologna sandwich, you put mayo on it. Ain't they the same meat?
Hey, Randy Shaver.
Good morning.
Where do you go with this? John Kruk likes to dip his hot dogs in mayonnaise.
Okay.
You're all right with that?
Yeah, I wouldn't do it, but sure.
Well, if you're at John Kruk's house for lunch and he brings you a couple of hot dogs
then I'll do it.
Oh, yeah, you would eat
He's
it?
polite.
Yes.
I suppose we were taught that when we were kids, right?
You just eat whatever they gave you. Yeah, you never said anything about it.
Yeah, you're from that generation. If someone's got a meal for you, you don't question it. You just fire it down and bitch about it later.
I think even if I had a peanut allergy, my dad would be pissed if I said something, if I got a peanut butter and jelly sandwich from somebody's parent. You just didn't do that. You didn't complain.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Sounds a little rough to me, but John Kruk likes to dip his hot dogs in mayonnaise. He's different.
Always been different.
That's the first time I've ever heard of that. Mayo on a hot dog.
Really?
Is that common in some parts of the country? Or?
Yeah, it might have been the first time I've heard it, too. I can't be sure about that, Cubby. I think we found out when my nephew was a little kid, my brother's son. There was some kind of hubbub going around that he had a peanut allergy. And I know that's a very serious thing for some people. So my brother and his wife believed that this little boy had a peanut allergy. How do you say it, Josh?
Allergy?
So there was, some concern there. If I have the story correct, because it was a long time ago, we found out that the kid did not have a peanut allergy when my dad gave him a nut roll. My brother came, my dad was taking care of the little kid, and my brother comes over and he sees a discarded, who made the nut roll here in town?
Pearson's, yeah.
Yes, right.
My brother saw a discarded Pearson's nut roll wrapper in the garbage and said, who ate this? And my dad said, well, your boy did. I think they rushed him off. They found out it wasn't a problem after all.
Have you heard of this? Mayo on pizza?
Ooh.
Gross.
I've seen people dip it in ranch.
Yeah, that's
certainly.
common, unfortunately.
At this point, I've heard of everything on a pizza. So
yeah, mayo's new to me on pizza.
Pizza combinations don't really throw me anymore.
Nick, you talking about
peanut butter, mayonnaise, every damn thing.
You talked about the peanut allergies. Reminded me of a time when the Metrodome had a peanut-free section for kids that had peanut allergies. Parents can bring their kids to a ball game.
Really?
And one of the back was FSN. I think his name was Telly Hughes. He was the kind of the sideline guy, like the Audra Martin is now. And he must have got the details wrong. He was promoting it. And he goes, yeah, and the peanut-free zone is in section 126. Free peanuts for all the kids. He thought it was a section where, like, if you buy the ticket that section, you get free peanuts. He got the info wrong on that one.
Yeah, that's quite a bit different, isn't it?
Yeah.
You guys ever sat in the family section at a ball game?
No.
They don't serve you beers in the family section.
Dumb.
Right.
One of my pals learned that the hard way.
Oh, did he?
Can mom or dad go get one for themselves if they want?
I don't think you can drink any beer in the family section.
Oh.
I've never been there. I just know a funny story from the early days at Target Field. Me and a pal just spent the entire game in one of those bars back behind home plate, right? And here comes another friend of ours. We didn't know he was at the game. He comes walking into the bar. We said, what's going on with you? His workplace bought everyone in the warehouse tickets to the game, but what he didn't know is they were seated in the family section, and the whole ball game, he's asking people, whose D do I have to massage to get a beer around here? There's no beer vendors. It was like the fifth inning when finally someone said, we're in the family section, Dinkus. You can't get a beer. So he came down to the bar and spent the rest of the night with us down there. The family section. Keep me out of there, Randy Shaver. They don't want to hear what I have to say in the family section.
Oh, yeah. I bet you can't swear in the family section.
Keep yourself.
Yeah, got to keep your pants on and everything.
Keep yourself
well
well
behaved. You should do that in
behaved.
every section, just so you know.
Randy Shaver, I will remember that Twins game from last night. I will remember that as one of the most miserable-looking television programs that I've ever watched.
For sure. When you had that off day, you kind of wondered, why didn't they play then if they knew the weather was going to be like it was last night? You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
I mean, it was pretty miserable. I mean, talk about like a low-hanging clouds, rain, fog. Players had a hard time seeing things.
All of that. It was pouring at times, but they kept at it. It looked cold and dark and foggy. It just looked like an awful, terrible place to be last night. the Royals ballpark there in Kansas City. And like you mentioned, there were some ugly, unforgettable moments in the field, too. In the third inning with the rain coming down, and the Twins couldn't field an infield pop-up. It fell to the ground, allowed a runner to score. It was just ugly in every way last night. By the time it was over, the Royals had put 13 runs on the board to the Twins' 9. Joe Ryan did not have a good night.
No.
The Royals put up 7 runs in the 6th inning. 11 batters came to the plate.
Yeah.
This is a pretty good average. The Royals went 7 for 16 with runners in scoring position. They scored 8 runs with 2 outs.
Now get the job done usually.
Yeah, you do those things, you're going to win a lot of games.
But it was just a sad atmosphere. There's nobody in the seats.
Right.
We've seen some dismal games like that at Target Field in the last, how long has that place been a ballpark? 15 years now?
Yeah.
But that was just a depressing-looking. The Twins did show some fight. They scored 8 runs in the final 3 innings.
Yep.
But they'll wrap up the series with a day game today. Taj Bradley versus Cole Reagans.
We might see some of those empty stadiums at Target Field this weekend with the weather, what it's supposed to be like.
Oh, without a doubt.
Between the weather and fans being, what they are with Twins baseball right now. Yes.
Oh, without a doubt, there'll be a decent crowd tomorrow, I would imagine, and then after that, it's anybody's guess. Now, I'm just getting used to this ABS system. I don't know about the rest of you. I'm just getting used to it. Last night's game, I don't know if this sounds notable, but again, this is all a new technology. Last night's game featured 11 ABS challenges to home plate umpire Andy Fletcher's strike zone. The Twins went 8 for 9 in their challenges, including 4 successful challenges by just Ryan Jeffers while batting.
Wow.
That's a lot of jaw-jacking with the umpire.
How many challenges do you get?
I don't know.
I guess I don't understand what the rule is.
Nope, I haven't looked into it yet. To be totally honest with you, I don't know the rules.
Obviously, you must have multiple ones unless you... Maybe it's only... You can keep going only if you're right.
That's got to be it. Can you look it up, Dana?
Yeah, I'll try to find something. And my buddy I was hanging out with over the weekend, he definitely doesn't understand it either because he goes, what's the deal with this abs system they're doing? Yeah, just read about it. He hadn't heard it out loud yet. He called it the abs system.
Friggin' abs.
Yeah. Who needs abs, right?
We'll look it up.
After a certain age, you're just showing off. You don't need them anymore.
Really.
We'll look it up, Randy Shaver. We'll get to the bottom of this.
I will say it doesn't take a lot of time for them to get the answer.
No.
That's the good thing about it.
And that was my concern when they first started jaw-jacking about this.
Right.
I pictured umpires will be staring at a video screen for 4.5 minutes like we get with the National Football League, like we get with the NBA. They're very quick about it.
So the limit is each team starts with 2 challenges. If you're right, you keep the challenge. If you're wrong, you lose it. In extra innings, teams get a reset and receive 1 challenge. So do with that what you will.
I'll try to keep that in mind. Yeah. It was a miserable night last night. So the home openers tomorrow. They'll host the Tampa Bay Rays at Target Field at 3 o'clock. Oh, maybe I should save some of this for tomorrow. I don't know. Let's just go ahead with it. You know how they operate the breakfast on the plaza? Live music, ticket giveaways. Before the game, they're going to take their first run at that $2 beer gimmick we've been talking about.
Yeah.
$2 beers. See if everyone can keep it in their pants after that. Target Field.
Got to find a way. Got to find a way to maybe tolerate the product.
Absolutely. Right? I might need something stronger than beers, though.
Yeah. Although the product isn't going to be that bad, it's still going to be tough for fans, I think.
Yeah, this will be a trial by fire with the $2 beer deal. See how folks behave. Target Field gates open at 1 o'clock. Old-timers will be hanging around for autographs. Rod Carew, Tony Oliva,
Wow.
Ken Herbeck.
I'm sorry. If I don't have a ticket to gate 29, I'm still want to walk over there and say hello to Rod Carew, because as we all know, Rod Carew and Tony O and those guys are getting older, man. I mean, it's just every time you get a chance to see him, it's a blessing, because, you know, you just never know.
No, I understand completely what you're saying.
Yep. I mean, those are the heroes. Those are the guys.
How long ago now was it that Rod had? Did he not have some kind of?
He had a heart transplant, or heart surgery, or something like that. Right?
Which was it? It was very serious stuff. I
think it was a heart transplant.
That sounds right to me.
It was a heart and kidney transplant 10 years ago.
God dang.
Yes.
Heart and kidney transplant.
Because I actually went out to California and interviewed Rod probably about, 8 months after all that, something like that. So it was, I mean, you know, the whole story where he got the chance to meet the family of the donor, and there was just a whole bunch of cool things that happened, during that time for him.
10 years ago now. So Rod Carew will be hanging around, Tony Oliva, Ken Herbeck, Dan Gladden, Kirby Puckett's family.
Yep.
Even Pablo Lopez is going to swing by after he gets himself a $2 beer. He said he'd stop by and talk to some folks. He's a wonderful guy, Pablo Lopez.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The Fabulous Armadillos will play some music for you. They've been doing the local thing here for quite a while, haven't they? Josh, were you ever a member of the Fabulous Armadillos?
Nope.
What about the White Sidewalls?
No, but I bet they'd be fun to see at an amphitheater somewhere. They sound like a fun group.
When I was a little kid, we went to Valley Fair, and the White Sidewalls were playing in the little Valley Fair amphitheater.
Oh,
there.
yeah.
I was thrilled to see the White Side. What about the Hoop Snakes? Are they going to be playing another local band that's been around forever, the Hoop Snakes? Am I missing anybody? Lamont Cranston.
Ooh.
I'm trying to
I've
roll
seen
through
Lamont Cranston before.
I'm trying to roll through all the long-time local bands that have been around forever and ever and ever.
Looks like the White Sidewalls are from Wisconsin.
Oh, I thought they were a Minnesota act.
They look exactly as I pictured them.
Not the first time, right, Randy Shaver, that some Wisconsin people have come over this way and made themselves part of our community without asking first.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Just kind of snuck in and then never left. Yeah.
What are we doing now? I think the first pitch is being handled by Olympic and Paralympic athletes from the past games we were watching a couple months ago. National anthem duties will be handled by the folks from the Children's Theater Company production of The Wizard of Oz.
That's a big get.
Are you being sarcastic?
Yes.
Oh. I thought maybe they were like nationally or internationally known.
I know nothing about them. I just, when you get the kids out there, sometimes it can be a little bit of a struggle.
I'll bet they're pretty good.
Yeah, if they're performing in a play, I'm sure they're very talented.
People are texting in on longtime local bands. Johnny Home, Hairball.
Oh, sure.
No, Johnny Home.
Boogie Wonderlands.
Boogie Wonderland.
They used to play everything for a while.
Jonah and the Whales rings a bell. Who is your bald buddy there, Randy Shaver? G.B. Layton.
G.B. Layton has been around forever.
Boy, that guy can pack a place. That's
Slave Raider. I just saw him at Medina Ballroom a week or two ago. Slave Raider. G.B. Layton could pack him in?
Oh, yeah. My brother used to go to – he was like somebody who follows fish. He'd go to every G.B. Layton show for a few years. Absolutely loved the guy.
I'll tell you who I love to watch. Well, there's a few that come to mind. Riff Raff was a terrific local hard rock cover band for many years. Touched. Those guys were outstanding.
No kidding.
Slow Children.
Yep.
I know I'm missing somebody. Mick Sterling and the Stud Brothers. Hell yeah, this is fun. Gemini. Absolutely saw Gemini over and over and over and over again. Loved those guys. The Rockin' Hollywoods. The Gear Daddies. Josh, back to tomorrow's Twins home opener. I don't see anything in here about a spine-tingling fighter jet-type flyover thing.
I thought they were going to do something like that for sure.
I'm just saying, I don't see anything in front of me. Maybe tomorrow.
Maybe a weather thing or something? I sure hope they do.
Tomorrow there'll be more information?
I've gone to plenty of air shows, but I've never been to a game where they've done it. I bet that's awesome.
You've never been to really?
No.
A ball game?
Wow.
Never.
It makes you drop to a knee and cry your eyes out.
Oh, I can't even. I mean, on television it does.
Maybe it's better off you're not in public when that happens.
I know it's nerdy, but just the timing of it all. It's the talent of those pilots.
Right.
Think about that.
How do they do that?
And aren't they leaving from like St. Cloud or Duluth or something? I mean, it's incredible what they're able to do.
They're in Calgary like 10 minutes before the...
Absolutely awesome.
Just comes spraying across the sky, and it's always wonderful. You guys remember my GB Layton story? Randy Shaver, do you remember this?
I don't know.
You were promoting them. They were going to be appearing at one of your charity events.
Okay.
GB Layton. And just to be a dick that day on the air, I went off and I was like, I'm so tired of that friggin' act. You see him everywhere. Jesus, everywhere you turn, GB Layton. Tired of it. And you were like, well, come on, man. They're playing my charity show. Take it easy. And I said, I don't care. I'm tired of them. GB Layton, kiss my ass. Garbage, right? I just decided to play the heel, which I enjoy. That night I had a bar gig. Walked into the bar. What band am I working with that night?
No. The Wu-Tang Clan?
It was good guess.
Yeah.
But it was not the Wu-Tang Clan. It was GB Layton.
Had they heard about it?
Yes. Same night.
You deserve that.
Same night.
Oh, the luck.
As soon as I walk in, I said, F me. On the day that I was running my yapper, just being a dick just to be a dick, sure as hell, little bald guy walks up to me. Says, you Nick from the 93X show? I said, yeah. I said, let me guess, you're friggin' GB Layton. And he said, yes. And he totally got the joke. And we had a really good time talking. It was really nice to meet him. One of the nicest guys I ever met.
He's great.
In the business. So if anyone knows that guy, tell GB we said hello here from the... My damn, Josh, are you looking at your text machine?
Yeah.
Our listeners get out there and watch local rock bands.
They sure do.
They know everybody. Ipso facto. I remember that. I don't know if I ever saw it.
I know the name. I guess I didn't know they're from Minnesota.
Touch, lead singer, is an old high school friend of mine, says one of our listeners. Mark Westland. I know Mark. I used to work with him a lot, doing just exactly what we were talking about, bar gigging with Touched, and terrific guy. And I mean, wildly talented, though. I mean, that's the thing that a lot of folks don't understand. We say the same thing about local wrestling. These people are so friggin' talented. You think, oh, it's a local act. Oh, it's a local cover band. And in some cases, you're right. But in a lot of cases, these are some really talented people, and they're a blast to watch.
Oh, Mango Jam. I forgot. I saw those guys a few times back in the day. I forgot about Mango Jam.
Total flashbacks to hanging out in Uptown in the mid-'90s.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about them. So there was like an 80s group that they were a lot of fun. They did a lot of 80s covers. It was like Pop something, or maybe somebody can help me out with that.
I'm sorry.
Sugar? I can't remember what they were called. I saw them at Bogart's a few times. Very good. They did a lot of, all 80s covers.
I think Pop Sugar sounds right.
Is that what it was?
I don't know. Word up to all you folks. We've had some great times over the years. Oh, God.
Yeah, bringing me back, these texts.
Weird, Randy Shaver, how a complete game in Major League Baseball can become front-page news these days. Miami Marlins starting pitcher Sandy Alcantara threw the first and possibly only complete game of the big league season yesterday. First of the season, and it makes front-page news.
Well,
hell,
considering all the injuries that guy has had over his career lately, that's actually a pretty big deal. The fact that he only threw 93 pitches this early in the season for a complete game, that's pretty impressive, too.
Oh, that's why he threw the complete game, because if you got near 100, he would have been pulled.
Well, and faced the White Sox, so you were up big right away, too.
There's a big asterisk there.
They were up 8-0 after the third inning, so.
10-0. was your final. Okay, so it's more personal that it's a big deal that Sandy Alcantara threw a complete game. Okay. I didn't know
he's
he
had
was
a lot of injury issues. Yep.
All right, thanks to the brother and sisterhood, Pop Rocks.
Pop Rocks.
Very, very good. I wonder if they're still playing. I don't leave the house anymore, but I've seen them a few times, and they were awesome.
You got that right. Some guy texted in and said, local bands, Bob Dylan. We already mentioned we already mentioned Lamont Cranston, but we didn't mention the Suburbs, Husker Du.
Oh man, sure, of course. I think
me.
we were going more non-super famous bands.
Right? Yeah, we're talking more like your bar band, Uncle Chunk. Of course, I worked with Uncle Chunk 400 times over the years. Always had a good time with Gel, of course, who plays our what do you call that thing that we do?
Very, very talented group.
Oh, speaking of music, some of that mid-'90s rap rock has made its way into Major League Baseball this season. A pitcher for the San Diego Padres by the name of Mason Miller uses an old Korn song called Blind as his walkout music when he heads out to the bump, and everyone's talking about how unique this is.
That's cool.
And if you see the video, they should give the lighting guy a raise because it looks like a WrestleMania entrance when he comes out.
Baseball.
That's the new thing.
It is.
Yeah. Closers in baseball. Closers in baseball get this grand entrance. Like Edwin Nunez got that when he was with the Mets and now with the Dodgers. This is like the big thing now.
Yeah, like the lights and the video screens. It's like a rock concert.
Only television wrestlers have more elaborate intros than closers in Major League Baseball.
It's kind of like the playoff of that Major League, right? Where the Ricky, or what's the...
Rick Vaughn.
Ricky Vaughn
Wild Thing.
Walks in the Wild Thing. Yeah, it's kind of a playoff of that.
Well, the first one I remember is Mariano Rivera coming out to Metallica.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Awesome.
Nick, you might remember, maybe this was a regular thing, but I was at a Wolves game maybe, 8 or 9 years ago. And they used to play Dream Theater, Pull Me Under before. Well, I shouldn't say used to play. They did this night, and it was really cool. All the lights go out. They start playing the riff.
Really?
It was awesome.
For the Wolves
For
intro?
the Wolves, yeah, it was Dream Theater.
Dream Theater.
Definitely not expecting that.
Yeah, who was the artsy-fartsy pottery rock dork on the roster 8 or 9 years ago that insisted they use Dream Theater?
I wonder if it was our friend Rudy, who was with the Wild until recently. I wonder if it was the same person. It would make sense.
A couple of our listeners, on the topic of local bar bands that they've enjoyed over the years, a couple of our listeners say they really missed the Green Onion Band and TOA.
They never toured together. What a shame.
Green Onion Band, of course, was Josh's cover band when he was a kid. Me and my bros, we called our act TOA, which, did it stand for tripping on acid? Sure, we'll go along with it. We have no idea. It didn't stand for anything, but if you thought it stood for tripping, sure, that sounds cool. I hadn't heard that old Korn song in a while.
Yeah, me neither.
The outfits those guys wore were ridiculous.
They had a look.
Yeah. They call this Mason Miller, they call him the Reaper. That's his nickname, the closer for the Padres. That's a pretty cool nickname, I guess. Korn, the band, who the F is Korn? They responded to all this on social media. Korn is very excited that this kid is using their music for... It's about that time to try and get a handle on every big league ball club's dugout celebration gimmick or their home run celebration gimmick. Like, say, the rally sausage that we saw in the Twins. The Twins would molest the rally sausage in the dugout a year or so ago. I'm not tuned into this yet. I can tell you this. The Pittsburgh Pirates have been messing around with an orange traffic cone.
He's a cone.
When a Pirate rips a dong, that hitter gets to put on a welder's mask, and there's also an orange traffic cone involved. A Pirates player with the very 80s action movie hero name of Jake Magnum.
Oh, my God, that has to be fake.
Yeah. No, it's not fake.
Jake Magnum explained the bit like this. He said, "We've had a lot of traffic on the bases, but we haven't directly, I'll get there. We've had a lot of traffic on the bases. We just haven't directed them home. We need a traffic cone to make sure they get home. You have to direct traffic sometimes, man, he said. So that's why they have the orange traffic.
He's a cone.
Right. I haven't seen anything in the Twins dugout yet, and I'm sure the easy joke is they haven't had much to celebrate yet. Well,
or they can't afford it.
It's not in the budget.
I mean,
It's not in the budget. Yeah.
Josh Bell hit a home run last night in the 9th. Was there any gimmick in the dugout? I'm guessing none of us were watching at that point.
I don't think so.
Right.
That I saw.
Major League Baseball is bringing back This Week in Baseball.
Oh, I love that show.
Mel
did. Allen?
Me too.
I also swore by that program as a child.
Twib
notes. I would be rocking back and forth in my chair until they got to the Twib notes. But this is going to be a once-a-week thing on Twitter, which is a little disappointing. I mean, it's cool that they're still pushing This Week in Baseball. It'll never be the same as hearing Mel Allen's voice and seeing the highlights when I was a kid. But it's a cool idea that they're continuing on This Week in Baseball. Yes, it's going to be on Twitter. How about that? Mel Allen used to say.
Yeah. This Week in Baseball.
One of my favorite stories about Mel Allen, Josh, I think you'll appreciate this a lot, is smack dab in the middle of calling the World Series on the radio in 1900, I don't know, it was in the 60s. Smack dab in the middle of calling the World Series on the radio, and calling the World Series on the radio in the 60s was a huge thing. In the middle of the series, he lost his voice. It just stopped working. Here he is, a professional play-by-play man, and his voice just stops working in the middle of a game, in the middle of the World Series. He was calling the games with Vin Scully, and Vin Scully just took it from there. I would love to hear that broadcast when his voice just completely stopped. And how
about that combination, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
3-2 count here to Billy Bombshoes. He's digging into the batter's box. It's just
how
gone.
About that?
Yeah.
How about that?
Vin Scully's over there smoking a cigarette and drinking it. But wait, it's on me now? I got to call this. You ugly bastards. You know what I'm talking about. A Georgia high school baseball team recently beat their opponent by a final score of 46-0.
Ooh, ouch.
Just a week ago or so, we were talking about, what's the worst team you ever played on? What's the worst beating you ever took as a young athlete? Here's a Georgia high school baseball team that got whooped 46-0.
How's their football team doing?
Oh, funny that you would ask that question.
Oh, is that right?
Yes. So this is the North Hall High School Trojans. The North Hall Trojans. They totally eviscerated the Johnson High School Knights 46-0. So it says here that Johnson High School is probably getting used to being pumped by North Hall High School. Last fall, Josh, here you go. North Hall beat Johnson in football 63-0.
Gosh, it must be tough to be a fan at that school.
I bet they don't draw much of a crowd.
Someone on that godless social media posted this after learning about the 46-0 baseball score and already being aware of the 63-0 football score. They said, at some point, this becomes a hate crime.
Oh, boy.
Johnson's baseball club is now 0-18 on the season. They've been outscored 343-4.
Oh, gosh.
Just quit at that point.
Maybe you should just eliminate the sport and turn the kids on to fishing or something.
Right.
I don't know.
North Hall must be pretty incredible. I mean, some of the score differentials between them and everybody else, I've never seen something like that.
North Hall's whooping everybody's ass. Johnson can't beat anybody. Okay, back to their football team. This last fall, they went 0-10. They were outscored 555-54. What's going on in that neighborhood? Nobody's kid can play ball?
Yeah, maybe no. It's not be a football town? I don't know. That's crazy. 555 to 54.
That's 10 games on the schedule, Cubby.
Like you said, hate crime.
Yeah. They gave up an average of more than 50 points a game. Pigs Canucks tonight, Randy.
Can't wait.
7 o'clock start over there in St. Paul. Pigs Canucks now. The friggin' Canucks went out and beat the Avalanche last night, 8-6. Everyone was calling this just a colossal upset, wonderful game to watch. I missed it. So I know the Canucks are playing on a back-to-back type of a situation, but they went out and beat Colorado. They put 8 goals on the board against Colorado last night. So look out for that lineup, I guess.
This is the return of some of those players, right?
Yeah.
That were part of that deal.
Mm-hmm.
What are we
Part
talking
of the
about?
Quinn Hughes deal? It's a return of some of those players, or have they already been here before?
Good question. You're right. I forgot it was the Canucks that the Pigs made the weird Quinn deal with. That's the team they dealt with when they traded for weird Quinn Hughes.
Zeev is back tonight, right?
Zeev Buium. There was another guy in there, too. What was his name?
Was Marco Rossi part
Marco
of
Rossi.
that
That
deal?
sounds right to me.
Yep.
Sounds right.
Speaking of weird Hughes, the team, somebody posted online a picture of 10 or 12 of the fellas hanging out at Maynard's, I think, recently.
Oh, yeah.
They're all at the table, they got beers, they're having a good time. And even in that photo, Quinn Hughes just looks like he's gazing off into the distance.
They were hanging out with Mark Cuban. Like, what's going on? What did they do?
Oh, I didn't notice Cuban was in that.
Yeah, somebody pointed it out, and I was like, why is he there?
Well, Mark Cuban was in town here, Cubby. I think you know the story. I hope you do. Mark Cuban was in town because he made some very generous donation to a sick kid or something like that.
Oh, I didn't know he came to town for that. Yes, I read the story. I didn't realize he was in town.
Oh,
very
Dana,
cool.
I was mistaken. It wasn't the Maynard's picture. It was a different photo that was going around
Oh,
of them hanging out
gotcha.
at a bar. I just wanted to clarify before people started texting in.
My daughter showed me a bunch of Quinn Hughes photos just to make me feel better because I don't know how to take a picture, and said, you know what, you're not alone. You should see. And she's right. All these pictures, he looks completely goofy.
Just out to lunch.
Yeah, like he seems so uncomfortable. I can appreciate that in a guy.
Like he just woke up from getting like the laughing gas or whatever, just disoriented.
He's looking for his ride home.
Yeah. I like that about him. That's
I like
awesome.
it too. I like it too.
Something bad's going to happen with this Quinn Hughes guy. It's just that look in his eyes. I fear him. I fear he's up to no good. Timberwolves at Detroit tonight, Randy, 6 o'clock. The Detroit Pistons won the Central Division for the first time in nearly 20 years. It's funny. Can anyone even tell me what division the Timberwolves are in and who else is in their division?
No.
Because
I think they're in the
Midwest. Does that sound right?
The Northwest.
You got half
division.
of it right, Dana. It's the Northwest.
Okay.
Yeah, they're in the Northwest.
But the reason I bring it up is all anyone pays attention to now is where you are stacked up 1 through 10.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
In the conference. No one pays attention to the division anymore.
Right.
I believe the Wolves have a 5-team division. I believe it's the Wolves, Denver, Oklahoma City, Utah, and Portland. I believe that makes up. Is that the Northwest division?
It is for now, yes.
Right. So the Pistons won the Central Division. They hadn't done that in 20 years. They have pretty good luck with University of Minnesota guys, don't they? J.B. Bickerstaff is their current head coach, right?
Yeah, he's done a great job.
The last time they won the division, Flip Saunders was their friggin' coach.
Yeah.
2007 plus 8.
Yeah. And you got to give them credit. They've been doing a lot of this in the last month or so without Cade Cunningham, who's been hurt and not available. So they've been – it's kind of a mix and match of a lineup that, maybe on paper you go, how are they getting that done? But you look a little bit deeper and – they've got some veteran players that have really made a big difference for them. So, good team.
They got a good thing going. The Detroit Pistons have a good thing going. People are still texting in their favorite local bar band.
Oh,
Josh,
who else we got?
Do you remember the Shaw Brothers?
That sounds familiar.
I worked with them a couple of times.
Sounds like comedians. The Shaw Brothers.
Impaler. How could we have gone this long without talking about Impaler?
That's ridiculous. We didn't come up with that.
God dang it, there was a couple of... Trip Shakespeare.
Oh, sure. That's a band I'd always wanted to see, but I hadn't had an opportunity.
Chameleon. Oh, dude, that's going way back. Friggin' Chameleon. I think they even had a couple of cracks in the early 80s. Chameleon had a big enough following here in the Twin Cities that they opened for a couple of big bands at Met Center. Like they opened for Billy Squier, or they opened for, I don't know, maybe Van Halen.
You mentioned Gemini. And a story about those guys in 6th grade. We were trying to come up with a name for our band, and I thought Gemini, but I spelled it with a J. Like I spent all this time making a logo to show the guy. I really wanted to show him. I put a lot of thought into it. I showed it to him. My buddy's like, "Yeah, there's already a local band called Gemini." I was devastated. I couldn't believe it. I thought this was the coolest name of all time. But
you had a cramp in your hand from perfectly developing this logo.
I can't even remember it.
Johnny Clueless. Sure, I remember all of these sumbitches. The Goonie Birds. Did we say them already?
I don't think so. The Dweebs?
That rings a bell. Dare Force. Wow, we got some... I remember Dare Force.
Rising.
That was early 80s stuff. Rising doesn't ring a bell, but I'm sure they were terrific. There were some sports-related April Fool's Day jokes yesterday. Tell me if you follow this one, Randy Shaver. Cleveland Cavaliers owner Dan Gilbert had everybody wetting their pants in Ohio by claiming that Cleveland's new WNBA team would be named the Ohio Wolverines. Do you follow the joke there, Randy?
I don't.
Michigan?
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah, the rivalry between Michigan.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He even put up some fake pictures that their uniforms would be blue and gold.
People were furious.
Yeah.
Folks that bought it.
The rivalry there between the University of Michigan and Ohio State, he had some people stressed out over that. The new team's real name and everything will be revealed later this summer. Golden Gopher Dudes Basketball Club got beaten quite handily in that late-night Royal Crown Cola Invitational Tournament. Baylor University whooped them by 19 points. So does that mean it's over?
It's over.
Okay.
Yes.
It's not a double elimination round robin or
I don't think so.
I don't usually give a rat's ass about how certain sports fare in the ratings. I don't watch sports because everybody else is watching it. But if you're into that kind of thing, it says here the Dudes College Basketball Tournament is doing well as far as folks tuning in on their televisions. So far, this year tournament is the most watched since 1993.
Wow.
I know you won't care, but I think I can even tell you who was playing in the 1993 Final Four. It was Michigan, North Carolina, Kansas, and don't tell me. Michigan, North Carolina, Kentucky.
Sounds like all the normal people.
So
all the usuals.
Yeah, what they're impressed by, I guess, overall, folks who follow things like ratings, what they're impressed by is that this year's tournament has had such wonderful numbers despite no big-time Cinderella story. They say for the second straight year, there was a lack of upsets and Cinderella stories.
Yep.
No team seated lower than 12th advanced beyond the first round of the tournament. And the Sweet 16 consisted of what they call here only power conference teams.
Yeah. Yep. It's still a lot of fun to watch. There's still a lot of drama and intrigue, and you get games like you got the other night with UConn and Duke, where Duke just completely wets the bed, and it just that's what makes it so much fun to watch.
I'm still mad I turned that game off.
Oh,
I never
crazy
saw it.
Game.
Yeah, I didn't watch a minute of it. I just watched the highlights.
What in the world were they doing? Just amazing.
Oh, the Duke kids?
Yes, threw the ball away. Oh my gosh.
They effed the dog, Randy. Right in front of everybody, they effed the dog. Austin Healy.
Oh, shoot, yeah.
Conditioned response. These are
was that the same as Pavlov's dog, or were they?
Yes. Yes, it was. God dang, you're good.
Shoot, City Pages. That's all I'd be looking at. What bands were playing where back in the day.
I love covering this subject.
We just talked about these guys, I think, yesterday. Flip got a couple of those.
Word.
I enjoyed those guys.
You know how I was bitching the other day about, I don't know what these young athletes are doing. Number one, they're giving themselves nicknames, which is irritating in the first place. You don't give yourself a nickname. That's what society does for you, or your teammates, or whatever, if specifically you're an athlete. But they're trying to claim nicknames that have already been established by legendary players. Chicago Bears quarterback Irv Williams. What the hell is his first?
Caleb Williams.
Caleb. Chicago Bears quarterback Kalen Williams wants to file a trademark and call himself the Iceman. Randy, straighten him out.
No, that's George Gervin.
George Gervin is the friggin' Iceman.
Yes.
Do you not know anything?
Yeah, you can't have that.
George Gervin was the Iceman. How old is Glavin Williams? 23?
Caleb Williams.
George Gervin was the Iceman when your folks were in junior high.
Exactly. You cannot do that.
No. Wake him up, Cubby.
It is weird. So he came up with it himself.
That's what I read.
Okay. I saw he's trying to trademark it.
Come on. You're not the Iceman. George Gervin's still breathing. Even after he dies. American head charge.
Oh, yeah. We remember we judged them in a Battle of the Bands.
Did we judge them well?
We did. We voted them the winner.
We did?
Yes.
Who were they up against? Cuckoo Kangaroo?
No.
Because we all know who we would have picked.
That'd be a tougher.
That wouldn't be tough at all. The answer is Cuckoo Kangaroo.
American Head Charge. They put on a great show.
American Head Charge. I remember having those guys in studio. They were smoking cigarettes. They were wearing sleeveless shirts. They had long hair. They were unwashed.
They were perfect.
They were perfect in every way. All right, one more little note ski here for you. Apparently our guy, Stone Cold Steve Austin, wasn't just born to kick some bitches in the solar plexus and then dump them on that stack of dimes they call a neck. Apparently the rattlesnake can also drive the balls off of a side-by-side UTV type of a vehicle.
Man, he's cool.
You ever been in one of those, Randy Shaver? You go
No, sir.
Darting around?
Oh, you're missing out. Those are fun.
I've always wanted to get one.
Oh, everybody wants one, but they're so friggin' expensive.
Yeah, they are.
And then I don't even know where to use it. People are saying like Minnesota, it's not great for it. Wisconsin's kind of where you want to go.
Yeah, that was awesome. We used to, when I used to live there, we used to go on like rides all the time on like Saturdays, Sundays, and then they have, there's a place called it was called the Sandbox. I don't know if that was the legit name, but it was basically like this huge just dirt pit full of tracks that you could take your four-wheeler or UTV, all that stuff. It was awesome.
He does everything cool, Stone Cold, man.
He does.
Did you ever watch Straight Up Steve Austin, the
No,
reality show?
Never saw it.
Man, he's cool.
What about that challenge show you had where guys would have to...
Takes on America?
No, it was like the Rattlesnake Ranch, and they'd be pushing huge tires. They'd have to climb huge ropes in the heat in his ranch, and it was very fun.
Yeah, I
He's
didn't
also
see that one.
Never saw it, but it sounds like. Also, I forgot, he's a great singer. Anyway, we can find the audio of he and Kurt Angle singing Jimmy Crack Corn to Vincent Kennedy McMahon all those years ago. Remember when they had the guitars and the little cowboy hats?
Oh, yeah.
They were both pining for the love of Vincent Kennedy McMahon, so they were just kissing his ass. So Steve Austin recently won something called the Prospector 250. This is an off-road race that takes damn near 6 hours to complete. You're behind the wheel of a UTV, side-by-side, whatever the proper term is. He was driving, there's folks in the listening audience who know these vehicles very well, he was driving a Kawasaki Teryx H2, and he got it done in 5 hours and 45 minutes. He won the race. He got into off-road racing a couple years ago. When he first started, he says he was green as grass. He says, as a matter of fact, most of the guys who knew what they were doing were driving with 2 feet. Hell, Austin said, I didn't find out until my third race that I was supposed to be driving with 2 feet. But he's into it now. He's dishing out 100% whoop-ass and winning these races. It says here early in his racing career, he crashed almost immediately every time. So I guess if you're a character who's getting involved in this type of racing, don't feel bad if your first 5-6 races are garbage and you crash. Even the Rattlesnake crashed when he first started. It looks like it'd be a learning experience to learn how to race those vehicles well.
You know, it's funny about Stone Cold these days, and it shows that, it's okay to change and have some growth. He always posts photos of him having a nice glass of wine now rather than smashing together some Steve
Don't tell me that.
He still makes it cool.
Yeah.
He's a wine drinker now?
I think he still drinks beer, too, but I think he appreciates the wine as well.
Winos.
Does he have a funny name for wine like he has for beer, Steve Weiser?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know about that.
He probably came up with something. Oh, there you go, Randy Shaver. One more final for you tomorrow.
Tomorrow's a big day.
Tell me about it.
My third grandchild is due tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's exciting.
Congrats.
Are they being induced, or is that just the due date?
No, the induced date is next Tuesday. So
okay.
We'll see if he shows up today or tomorrow.
That's awesome.
So
me running.
Fingers crossed. So,
got any names picked out?
They're not telling us the name.
Oh, that gimmick.
How about the Iceman?
Iceman.
And that gimmick, by the way, Nick, is driving my wife crazy. So
really?
She needs
to. That's not the gimmick she wants.
She wants to know all the details.
Oh, yeah.
What are you going to name it? Middle name, everything.
Have they used your name yet, Randy? Like your first name or your middle name for any kids?
My grandson has the middle name Lee, which that was my dad's name. So that name has been handed down now. My middle name is Lee, too. So,
okay. Oh, that's awesome then.
So that name's been handed down.
Randall Leonardo Shaver.
There you go. Yeah.
Lee for sure. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
See ya.
All right, we'll be back with more of the Half-Assed Morning Show before you know it.
Half-Assed Morning Show. 93X.
Well, hello to all the wonderful podcasters out there, wherever in the world you're listening right now. We truly appreciate it. Dana here. Yeah, I'm a sports junkie, I'm a wing lover, and of course a smart club member because I trust my home comfort to standard heating and air conditioning, and I really think you should too. Right now it's HVAC Mania, and these deals will help offset the cost when your brackets get busted. You can score a $45 coupon on a furnace tune-up, normally $148. And no, it's never too late to show your furnace some love. And if your system's about to crash out like a 5-seat against a 12, now's the time to replace it on your schedule with 0% financing from Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Go to standardheating.com and mention 93X. Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, providing the comfort you deserve since 1930.
Years of hard work, and now you've got pain in your back, your shoulders, your knees, maybe your joints. You need help. Randy Shaver here with the answer. Dave Bialke. He's got over 30 years experience in getting workers' compensation benefits for people just like you. Don't suffer. Call Bialke Law today, 763-571-2410, or go to bialkelaw.com. That's BIALKE law.com. And it spells relief for you.
Hey there, I'm Paula Penn. I help people make the smartest money decisions possible.
Joe, you know what's been great about being a saver?
More money in the bank.
And that money over the past couple of years has made a pretty good yield. Pre-pandemic, money was making zero. Now it's actually making something, but that's starting to go down, down, down.
I love how we can play the fact that inflation's been really high as a positive. But if you're a saver, you know what that means? Cha-ching.
Silver lining, Joe, silver lining.
Afford anything. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
The Half-Assed Morning Show, 93X.
Just when you thought Egan couldn't get any more unappealing, now there's animals loose on the roadway. It's unbelievable. It is. You're dealing with the Thursday edition of the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. How's the weather out there? Anybody know? Are we going to be able to drive out of this broken down building today, or is it a total disaster on the road?
Based on the traffic map, it seems like it's completely fine.
I went and took a peek in the parking lot, and there looked like a little bit of ice on the car, but nothing major.
On our way in, it wasn't no thing but a chicken wing on a string from Burger King. There was a lot of hubbub.
And that was it.
There was a lot of hubbub on the television news last night about how terrible the morning commute was going to be, but it sounds like maybe we're doing all right.
I think whoever made the decision to close my wife's school district is feeling a little embarrassed right now.
Well, Nick and I were talking about this off the air. What are they going to do, right? I mean, I would not want to be making those decisions.
Right.
It seemed a little weird to me because you hadn't heard like mass school closings or anything. But if God forbid an accident happens and some people get hurt,
that's
then
a good point.
everybody's so litigious.
Yeah, exactly. I think they expected it to be a little bit colder than it is.
Yeah.
Because it's not, it's 32 degrees, and what is freezing? Below 32, right? Something like that. So.
Yeah.
You're asking the wrong people about that.
Do you really not know the answer to that question? What is freezing?
You don't know what freezing is?
No, I thought it was like below 32.
At any rate.
What is it?
It's 32.
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
Ashley made the point earlier when we talked about the weather that there's still a chance that it could be a gangbang by this afternoon. But as far as this morning goes, it looks like maybe we got lucky. We had a fun conversation earlier about the great local bar bands that we've enjoyed over the years. I think we damn near covered everybody. But I was reading our text messages. We got to mention one more, Josh, and I know you and I always have fun when we get to throw this name into the mix. Dumpster Juice.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Dumpster Juice, that's one of those band names where I know where I was when I heard it. Nick, I was at New Capet back when it was I think maybe it was only maybe they had more locations, but the Uptown one.
You were looking at guitars or something? Did you see a poster on the wall? Or
No, one of the sales guys was talking about Dumpster Juice, saying they were going to go see it. And obviously that name stands out.
What a great name.
Dumpster Juice, yeah.
I watched a dude drink Dumpster Juice
Oh.
once for absolutely no reason.
Tell me this story. How do you get the juice out the dumpster?
It was when I worked at the sanitation department at the state fair, and I have no idea where he had like a bucket of dumpster juice. I don't recall where he got it
Well,
from.
I suppose at one point or another, didn't you folks, with a lift, didn't you pick up the entire dumpster and dump it into a bigger receptacle?
No, we would grab the trash bags out of the trash cans like around the fair and then throw them in the back of a trunk. So I'm sure he just like poured one of like whatever was on the bottom of one of those trash cans into a bucket.
What did he get in return?
Nothing. He was just
BJ?
one of the younger ones there, and he wanted the older dudes to think he was cool, and everybody was like, "Hey, don't do that. You're gonna get sick." And then he did it, and we were like, "Yeah, that happened, I guess."
That's
anyway,
terrible.
Yeah,
and for nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah, it'd have to be a pretty big prize to drink some dumpster juice.
$1 million. I wouldn't do it for any less than $1 million.
Ugh.
Poor kid. He was probably going through wanting to be accepted by the cool kids and thinking like, oh, this will do it. And they just looked at him like he's an idiot.
Yep.
Some people are texting in saying Dumpster Juice still plays live shows. I'd love to...
oh, that's great to hear.
They played... Now, this is a little trivia question for you. They played the very first WrestlePalooza event at First Avenue, even before it was called WrestlePalooza. We're talking late 90s. Before it took off in popular... Now WrestlePalooza, you can't get a ticket to that friggin' thing.
And I think it's a 2-night event now, too.
I think you're right. For the first few years, you could fire a cannon at those First Avenue Wrestling with a live band events. And I believe Dumpster Juice was the first. I saw him once... somewheres, Josh. It's late 90s. The opening band, I wish I could remember the name of the opening band, but if my memory serves me correct, it was a 4-piece hard rock band. All the members of the band, Josh, came out on stage just wearing their underwears. And they had an empty beer pitcher at the front of the stage, and all of us are milling around, watching them, but also jaw-jacking a little bit. And it caught my attention that they had this empty beer pitcher at the front of the stage. And I wasn't sure what it was for. Eventually, the lead singer of this unknown band got on the microphone and announced that the beer pitcher was at the front of the stage in case anyone in the crowd wanted to donate to them some, quote, taco money. They said that empty pitcher there, that's for their taco money if anybody wants to throw some.
They got a cool logo. I'm on their Facebook page right now.
Dumpster Juice?
Yeah. Yeah, we should go see them.
Is it possible it's the same 4 or 5 guys from 30 years ago?
It looks like it.
Good for them. Oh, my damn. Josh, wasn't there a guy in the building years ago that used to piss you off to no end? Because his favorite thing to say was, "Thanks, Captain Obvious."
Ugh.
Oh, I thought that was you. No, I never really.
I thought there was a guy who would piss you off.
No.
But there was a guy who always said, "Thanks, Captain Obvious." Is that the liquor talking, or am I remembering this?
I remember somebody say. I don't remember somebody saying it a lot.
I thought we had a guy that was his favorite bit, and it drove us. You know, these studies that pop up every 10 minutes, we use a lot of them for material on our radio programski. And fairly often we question who came up with these studies. Why did they feel that this was a subject that needed an in-depth look? Because some of them seem so pointless.
Yeah, and a lot of them, too, you're like, yeah, we know.
So obvious, right?
Right.
It's the kind of stuff where you say, thanks, right. You read it and you say, yeah, we know.
Hot people have easier time getting dates.
Right.
New study shows men like female boobs.
And they cost money.
Yeah.
I'm
people are
glad you
getting-
made sure you said female boobs.
I'm not picky.
Somebody sat down and discussed this. Scientific studies that were so friggin' obvious, but yet they were still published. They still went through with all the scientific research involved and then published these studies to keep us informed, despite them being wildly obvious. For example, alcohol makes people, these are real headlines that were in newspapers and whatnot, so we would be informed. Alcohol makes people more social at parties.
Yeah, is there one person that doesn't know that?
Oh, there are some of those weird people, though, that, like, booze just makes them quiet.
Yes.
Those people scare me.
Oh, I don't know anybody like that.
I'm not going to question this headline. I'm not going to question that alcohol, generally speaking, makes people more social at parties. That is a fact. But I know a couple people, Ashley, like what you were saying. Once they hit, well, here's what it is. Once they hit a certain point, they're too drunk to talk.
Yeah, to me that's different.
It
But
is
like having
different.
one or two, it seems like people loosen up.
Yes.
Their inhibitions fade away.
On a side note, I know a couple of guys who drink so damn much that eventually their motor skills fail them and they're no longer allowed to talk, but yet they're still upright, breathing, blinking,
Drinking more.
drinking more. Here's another one of these studies. Hang on to something, because this stuff is shocking. People text more when they're bored.
What?
I don't know. I'm actually trying to. I was thinking about this not too long ago. I should probably start texting more. Sometimes I'll look and I zero texts. I don't really text. I don't reach out as much as I should.
Of all the things that you worry about, Josh, I think you should leave that one off your plate.
Yeah,
Well,
I think you're good.
What if I just said, "Hey, pal, thinking about you"?
Most people don't want that.
Oh, they don't.
No.
Cubby?
All right, then I'm going back to the way I am.
Cubby, we don't want to hear that. We don't want to hear that.
No, I'm kidding, Josh. I'm sure there's some people that would appreciate that. But, like, when I get a text like that, I'm like, ugh.
There's some people.
I'm like, now I got to have this whole conversation. And then I feel bad if I don't reply.
Hey, bud, thinking about you.
Do you, I mean, so you, this would, okay, now I'm confusing myself. Basically, if you're bored, you don't text more then?
No.
Okay, so this one's not so outrageous, this particular headline.
I would prefer to
maybe it's
just,
not.
like, scroll. I don't want to disrupt anybody's day, or I just don't really want to start a conversation. So, yeah, I'll just scroll through my videos.
Knee surgery makes it harder to walk or run.
What?
That sounds like an Onion headline, doesn't it?
Yeah.
A lot of it comes off quite oniony. People eat more when the food tastes good.
That's got to be a joke.
Being tired hurts your overall work performance.
Unless you're, like, insanely tired. Unless you do this specific job and you are, like, past tired, because then you get goofy. And that's when stuff gets funny.
You know, whoever these people are that had these studies, their real talent isn't in research. It's in convincing other people to do stupid things or fun, stupid things.
Yeah. Ashley's right, though. When I first started in this miserable line of work, I thought, well, it's 8:30 p.m. I better get in bed, right?
Yeah.
I got to get up so early. And I tried it twice, maybe. And I couldn't sleep. That's just too early to go to bed. What are you, nuts or something?
Yeah.
And for those 2 nights, I'm missing out on the ball games. I like to watch the ball games to the bitter end. So I only tried it a couple times. And then I learned the later I went to sleep, the less sleep I got. Yeah, you come in feeling kind of high, feeling kind of drunk, feeling giddy. Now, there's a point where you crash and it's miserable.
Yeah.
But a lack of sleep has never really hurt anyone's on-air performance because, like you said, you get silly. Things are more fun than they seem to be.
I tried out my "Hey, pal, just thinking about you" text on a friend here, and he got back to me and said, "I don't appreciate your tone."
Oh, my damn.
You were right, Ashley. It backfired. The first one I sent.
All right, more very obvious scientific studies that were actually published. People prefer attractive partners.
Well, I don't know. My
pretty
wife doesn't, apparently.
That's a good point.
Why you gotta do yourself like that?
I think it's on a daily basis that Ashley just walks in and the first thing she says is, "I don't get it." What is she doing?
I text her every day. What's wrong with you?
I'm not trying to be rude. I just can't figure it out.
Actually trying to set my wife up with her single friends.
This is one of my favorite slogans. And the first time I met your wife, Dana, I think I turned to Cubby and I said, "Now here's a gal who's not afraid to F ugly."
Yeah, the fact that I got married twice, too, that's a modern-day miracle.
Dude, and both of them are so hot.
Yeah, and some of like the speeches at your wedding were great. Like, she just got tired of dating hot, cool guys. Wanted to settle down.
Oh, I thought the slideshow was really embarrassing. All her hot, badass ex-boyfriends.
All these tough guys. She's tired of it.
Not afraid to F ugly. I love that slogan. I think it was, 20 years ago the first time I heard it. We were talking about a mutual friend. Me and my pals were talking about a mutual friend, Donnie, how he keeps himself sexually active. He does. At least back then he did. I'm not sure how he's doing these days, but we were talking about, the one night at the bar, he pulled this one out. Oh, the other night when we went up north, he took this gal home. And one dude in our circle of pals said, "Yep, Donnie ain't afraid to F ugly." And it stuck with me. What are some more of these scientific? Bad weather ruins your mood.
I don't mind bad weather, but I don't have to work outdoors anymore, so
People
that makes
are
a difference.
People are worse at driving when distracted. Older people have more health issues.
This is some wild stuff.
Yeah, none of these would inspire me to click, other than, what am I missing here? Is there some new information?
Yeah.
People are happier on weekends than weekdays. People lie more when there's incentive to lie.
All sound like Onion headlines.
Yeah, it's great.
Oh, you're an onion head.
Man, you've been real mean to me.
Line. So you texted one of your bros and said, "Hey, bud, thinking about you," and he said, "Leave me alone."
He just said, "I don't appreciate your tone."
It's kind of weird.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't phrase it just like that, but the gist is just reaching out. How you doing, pal? And then heart emoji, hug emoji, shrug shoulders emoji. Eggplant emoji, of course, water spraying emoji.
That's great. You send your best bro hammer a heart and hug emoji. That's how you get it done. All right, we gotta Tootsie Roll our way out of here shortly. The Tootsie Roll.
The dance?
Yeah. What the hell were we doing? Well, we had a fun conversation a minute ago about ridiculous studies. I mean, they're real. Scientists sit down, they spend a bunch of money to research this and that, and it's all very obvious stuff. And then they post the material, or they put the material in the paper, silly stuff like alcohol makes you more social, things like that. Josh noted that all of those real studies came off like stories you read from The Onion, that legendary, used to be a newspaper, satirical newspaper that came up with all those brilliant fake headlines. So before we Tootsie Roll our way out of here, because I got my first ever yoga class today.
You'll do great.
Before we Tootsie Roll, I sorted through some great Onion headlines. God, these people, they must have gone to Harvard or something, right? I mean, they must be just the most brilliant people. Here are a few Onion headlines for you, just to create some laughs on our way out. 6-year-old didn't cause parents' divorce, but didn't exactly step up to prevent it either. Still too early to tell if pulling chain turned off overhead fan.
Oh, dude. God, that pisses me off.
I just had one of those battles at my folks' place a couple weekends ago.
I just put my hand straight up there and stop it myself and then let go and see if it's going to continue. I don't care if I get hurt. It just pisses me off waiting for it so much.
Dead Facebook friend from high school still has Cartman profile picture.
Oh, my God. Oh, that's brutal.
That's a news headline on The Onion.
One I've always loved is, God answers prayers of paralyzed little boy. No, says God.
Oh.
Sorry, man.
Oh, my God.
At least it took time to respond.
Oh, jeez.
It's so brutal.
That is, man. Oh.
This Onion headline comes with a picture of 3 grungy-looking young guys that are wearing big baggy shorts, and they pulled some T-shirt over their head. They don't even know what it is. They're just grungy as all hell. Headline, Garage Band actually believes there is a terahaut sound.
Somebody just sent in one. I don't know if this is on your list, but it says, hospital decides cancer-sniffing leopard is more trouble than it's worth.
Oh! Study. Depression hits losers the hardest.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
What else do I have here? Josh, this one's for you. Nation's huggers announce plans for you to get over here. Drug use down among uncool kids. That's as far as I got.
Those are great.
I love them.
Back when it was a paper, we used to have, for whatever reason, there was like a newsstand here. The City Pages and the Onion. There was a couple of.
We had it delivered here.
There's a whole bunch of them over there.
Yeah, I remember picking them up on campus. Every day. I think they came out once a week. You'd always grab it.
Oh, God. So freaking funny.
That's another weird thing about a former boss is we would go through some of those and sometimes read the articles on the air, and he told us not to do it anymore.
Really?
Yeah, he was a weird
Why?
dude, as we've mentioned over and over and over.
Everybody loves the Onion.
Yeah.
I know. Like you said, Nick, they must have gone to some sort of really smart guy school because the men and women who wrote that were complete geniuses.
Yeah.
Well, don't give them too much
absolutely.
credit. It was founded in Wisconsin.
It was.
Those folks were not from Wisconsin.
Yeah, that's a good point.
People are saying they still have a paper subscription. I didn't know that. I just
cool.
assumed it was all online.
Harlem Globetrotters keep basketball just out of reach of special needs kid.
Jesus.
Oh.
Maybe we're getting a little too dark now.
Yeah, the last few have been pretty brutal.
I'm going to be honest, the dark ones are my favorite.
You had to be there.
Good stuff.
We'll be back tomorrow at 5:40.
Half-assed morning show 93X.
Well, hello to all the wonderful podcasters out there, wherever in the world you're listening right now. We truly appreciate it. Dana here. Yeah, I'm a sports junkie, I'm a wing lover, and of course a Smart Club member because I trust my home comfort to standard heating and air conditioning, and I really think you should too. Right now it's HVAC Mania, and these deals will help offset the cost when your brackets get busted. You can score a $45 coupon on a furnace tune-up, normally $148. And no, it's never too late to show your furnace some love. And if your system's about to crash out like a 5-seat against a 12, now's the time to replace it on your schedule with 0% financing from Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Go to standardheating.com and mention 93X. Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, providing the comfort you deserve since 1930.